Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're live today with Arsenal 101, and this is our coverage of Manchester City versus Arsenal. Welcome to all of you guys out there. Sorry if I look distracted, I'm still doing audio at the moment, and my headphones was blinking out a little bit, but I look like I'm okay and I'm with you guys. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you guys are up for today. It's going to be a big, massive day, guys. It's going to be a big game, and this is really a change of fortune for the Gunners, and we really, really need something from today's game, whether it's a win or whether it's a draw or whether it's a good performance and a loss. I will probably take all three. And let me see what you guys are saying about this before I go into the team sheet. Let me have a look and see what 101 is saying. Big shout out to all of you lot. Let me know who you are in the chat, who's watching, so I can give you a big shout out and represent 101 big time. Let me go in and see if I can find what you guys are saying about today. So I put a poll up. And first of all, big shout out to everybody on 101 Forums Facebook. Big shout out to everybody on Twitter. Big shout out to everybody on Footy Banter's page. And of course, big shout out to everyone on YouTube. So I asked the question on the YouTube channel, who will win when Arsenal play Manchester City today? 51% of you said Man City will win as usual. 32% of you said Arsenal will shock the world, baby. 9% said, I don't even care anymore. I won't be watching the game. Now, that's really concerning, guys. Remember what I said about the word support? Yeah, the word support means to get behind and follow your team. So it's a shame that some of you lot won't be watching the game today. Hey, Ebony, how you doing, man?
I'm fine, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, honey. Loud and clear.
I'm just on my way to work, which is why you don't see the bedroom lights and the window.
I was just about to say, man, yeah, because the game kicks off in 6 minutes. So are you gonna rejoin us?
Well, I'm gonna join you now, so I can get some feedback about what's happening.
Yeah.
But I will be when I get to work. I will log on to my usual trusty app. And watch the game.
Excellent.
Game, when you think about the fact that Kevin De Bruyne is out, that doesn't really matter because they've got cover.
Yeah, they got cover in abundance. They won a lot of games last season without him. In fact, everything changed from him to Gundogan last season. So it's one of those things that they can afford to do. With Arsenal, we lose somebody and all hell's breaking loose. And it's good because Bukayo Saka is fit and he's available today. So that's a positive thing. But let me just run through this first before going to the team sheet. And by the way, 8% of you said it would be a draw. On the bottom, when we asked the question, who will miss out playing against Man City in the front three? But it looks like we are playing the 3-5-2 or the 3-4-3, three at the back, which is what me and Vincey said last week that Arsenal should be doing. This has always been a better team with three at the back, always. Yeah, when we beat Man City in the FA Cup, David Luiz was the man of the match. I know he's not here, and the rest of the team played like a boss, and Maitland-Niles was like a tomahawk missile on Sterling and Mahrez. And that team won and beat Man City. That's the only time that we've been able to do it. And we outfought them. It was a battle on the field. It wasn't so much as a skillful performance. It was a defensive one where we cut off their lanes. Everyone did what they were supposed to do. There was leadership on the pitch, and we ended up winning the day. Right now, you have to question where that leadership is. You guys said Martinelli would be the guy to miss out. But in fact, Pepe, which is 7% here, he's actually not feeling well, so he's going to miss out as well. So let's go back to the team sheet. So the team sheet, guys, we have Leno in goal, we have Chambers, Holding, and Klasnach in a back three. We have Cedric, Soares, Smith Rowe, Xhaka, and Tierney in a midfield. It could be Odegaard in a five midfield. If it's not, then it's a four-man midfield, and then it would be Saka, Odegaard, and Aubameyang up top in a 4-3 in a 3-4-3, or if it's a look, I've got all the guys coming in now. So if it's a 3-4-3, we've got Saka, Odegaard, and Aubameyang at top. If it is a 3-5-2, then that means it would be Saka and Aubameyang up top, or probably Odegaard and Aubameyang up top. So that's where we are, guys. Let me shout out 18. What's going on, 18? What's going on, Kez? What's going on, Kuke? What's going on? Kuke said, waiting for the Klasnach is a key player for us, followed by a new deal. Oh, please no. Please no. Please no. Don't poo-poo on it yet, because we haven't seen the results of the back three yet. We wanted a back three. This is what we've got. Kez, big shout out to you, Kez. Kez said, I will be watching, but the meltdown I am seeing is nuts. Yeah, people losing their freaking mind before the whistle's even gone. It's like we must have brought a whole new team that I don't know about, who would play that isn't in the team. I would say when you're playing with three at the back, Maitland-Niles is our best midfielder, always has been. Lokonga's been the best player, questionable with Smith Rowe in the first game, but outside of that, he was the best player last week against Chelsea. So why do you leave him out of the team? So that's what I will be questioning. And maybe El Nene, if you're going with 4 or 5 in the midfield, why isn't El Nene in there? He gives you good defensive presence. It's tidy on the ball. So I'm questioning why we've got Klasnach in there. I'm not really worried about any other player, to be honest. I like the fact that Kieran Tierney is in a 4 or 5 man midfield. It allows him to be more consistent in his offensive play. I like that. Guys, Ebony, what's your thoughts on the team sheet?
I'm also wondering why the hell Kolasinac is there, because he can't defend. He can't even defend himself. So why is he there? As for the rest of the team, it's what we've got, really. I would have liked to have seen Ramsey. I know I've had my comments about Ramsey. I mean, he seemed to have done well against West Brom, but I'm not going to get carried away about that. But yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have seen Martinelli in there. I would have liked to have seen Aubameyang dropped.
Really? After a hat-trick on Wednesday?
That was against West Brom.
Yeah, but he needed the confidence, didn't he, to find some form?
And you're only as good as your last game, especially as a striker.
All right. Okay, I'll take that back. I would have liked to have seen Lacazette there, but is he on the bench? Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the bench.
Look, this is what we've got. Okay, I'm happy to see Odegaard there, but as far as I'm concerned, Kolasinac, can't understand why he's there.
I do. I just got a text from Colin at the London Coney training ground. It says Kolasnac's deal is on the verge of collapse to Fenerbahce.
Oh my lord!
So let me just put that up quickly for you guys.
Fenerbahce don't want him.
So this is what Colin's just sent me from London Coney. He said Kolasinac move to Fenerbahce is on the verge of collapse.
Any reason why? Is it fitness or?
I can't text him back because I'm watching the game on my phone. It's EE and it on BT Sport, so I can't really go in there and send any messages. I just get the updates flashing up on the notifications.
So that's another player that we want to get rid of. That we can't get rid of. We can't even give him away for free.
He's on big wages. That's why.
Yeah, he's on 100 grand.
That big wages.
We can't give away Xhaka. We can't give away Kolasinac. We can't give, Bellerin. Don't know what's happening with that. But like I said, this is what we've got. We'll see how it goes.
So we've just kicked off, guys, on my side. A quick one, Neomis. What's your thoughts on the team sheet?
I think, like Ebony, I'm surprised why Kolasinac is even playing. big wages or not, deal collapse or not. Like, I don't. And at centre back, like, I mean, didn't we have anyone else? I mean, we could have played Tierney at left centre back, and then played maybe Kolasinac further forward. I mean, he's good going forwards. It's just defensively. Yeah. Let's see what happens. I'm hoping there's a method to the madness, and you know, I predicted this one would be a loss, but let's just go out and just put in a performance. I think that's
okay. Sorry, go on.
If we perform and get the team playing in a certain way, then everything else will just fall in place. So I don't think we should be using this game as a marker. It's for me, it's the next game onwards that are the real tests. So
Agreed.
yeah, hopefully this. I've been calling for a 3 at the back. So for me, this, whether it's a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, like there's quite a lot of options.
It's definitely a 3-4-3. It's definitely a 3-4-3.
3-4-3. Okay.
It's definitely a 3-4-3.
Then you know what? Then that's fine. I'm hoping defensively, like hopefully the tactic is for the wing backs to get back and drop and defend when we're defending, and when we're attacking, they can go forward and do what they need to. But yeah, so far it's looking good. Yeah, I'm maintaining cautiously optimistic.
Right, Arsenal on the top, on the crosses, across into the box, and it's headed back by Odegaard. Arsenal in possession now. It looked like a good chance there. Arsenal keeping the ball well in the position in midfield. Lewis, what's your thoughts on the team sheet?
I just kissed my teeth at it and looked very confused. I was just
like, a great ball.
You know what? Maybe he's seen something, and it might surprise us.
That's all you.
I think as this game goes on and City work us out, it's going to go the way that us fans think it's going to go. Kolasinac is bound to make a mistake. He always does.
I think so. So guys, it's some really good early possession from the Gunners, who are moving the ball around crisply in the final third. And not just that, but as soon as Manchester City try and play the ball out, Arsenal are on them like a pack of wolves. So it seems to be a little bit more organised. I did talk last week about, everyone's blaming Arteta with the tactics. Everyone's blaming Arteta with the tactics. For me, what it looks like that's happened is it's a bit of both. Poor tactics and players not being disciplined enough to follow the tactics. When you've got one player pressing by himself and the other two around him not doing anything, then that is a player problem. It's a discipline problem. It's not a manager problem. It's not a tactic problem. It's the players not doing their jobs. So here we can see 4 players. We've got Aubameyang, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Saka pressing their back 4, playing it out the line, and it seems to be better. It seems to be in unison at the moment. So Arsenal really looking bright, really looking fresh at the moment on kickoff. What's your thoughts, Neil, on this?
The formation, it works for them. Like that's like I'm watching it now, and I'm seeing an Arsenal whereby when we were on a bit of a winning run under Arteta in his first season, that's what I'm seeing right now. I don't think we have all the pieces there, but right now we're hitting them on the counter attack. Smith has the ball from the left, comes on the inside, passes it to Saka out to the wing, and it looks like we could have an opportunity here if Cedric gets the cross right. But Arsenal are playing really nicely. We have City in their box camped in with like 6 defenders, and that's something that I haven't seen from Arsenal in a while. So I'm liking what I see. I just think they just need to be a lot more confident. And chance comes in for Saka, but
I'm looking at Arsenal are all over City at the moment, guys. Let me get this banner up.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
Look, they're winning, and when they lose the ball in the final third, they're winning it back. It's 3 times now that they've done that, where they've put the ball into the box. Man City have cleared it, and Arsenal have won possession back. It's a great ball on the left there to Kieran Tierney. The ball comes in the box. Oh, Saka just got on the end of it, but John Stones forces the ball out. Actually, it's Marcelo forces the ball out for a goal kick. It's a great ball there from Martin Odegaard to Kieran Tierney.
You know what I like about this format? The reason why we're able to keep it is because we basically have 7 guys from midfield, like quite high up the pitch, to whereby it's difficult for City to really do anything.
And do you know why that is?
Unless they have like.
Do you know why it is? Because
I mean,
against Chelsea, what happens is when you're trying to play a high line, here's your strikers, here's your midfield. So you push your strikers up front, you push your midfield to compensate, and your back line has to push up. If your back line sits back, which is what happened with Chelsea, then what happens is you have a gaping hole in the midfield here. So when you press from the front, everything has to press in unison. If it doesn't, then you have huge gaps in between your sections. And what happened against Chelsea is the back line didn't push up to compensate because they were scared of getting beaten. There was huge holes in the midfield. Chelsea flooded those gaps in the midfield and were able to play around us and pick us off at will. What it looks like that's happening now is the front line's pushed up, midfield's pushed up, the back line has pushed up as well. So the shape is much better here.
Oh my days.
Lewis, what's happening?
As you're saying that, we've just conceded.
Man.
It's just a simple cross.
Come on. Honestly.
That was too easy.
Them all this time. And Rob Holding gets beaten in the air again.
By was it Gundogan?
Come on.
Oh, what was? Did you see Leno? Did you see Leno bumbling that? Leno looked like. Did you see Leno bumble that?
Look how many defenders he has back here. This should be dealt with, man. Should be dealt with.
Okay, so that reminded me of when. That reminded me of Raheem Sterling scoring a header against us last season.
Chambers, come on, man.
Yeah, it's Chambers. Chambers has to deal with that. Chambers has to deal with that.
3 central defenders there. You see them?
Yeah, like structurally they're in the right place, but like, nah.
So first of all, there's a lot of mistakes there. That's Chambers, Callum Chambers, and Leno. Don't know what Leno was doing in goal. So there's 3 people at fault there. Number 1, Emil Smith-Rowe's got to close that cross down and stop it from coming in. You cannot allow. What is Leno doing? What is Leno doing?
Well, I mean,
get Leno out of there, man.
They're so close.
Yeah, but get him out of there.
We're not big fans of Leno.
Listen, you saw what Ramsdale did. You saw what Ramsdale did when there was the deflected save and he had the quick reflex to save the ball. You got to challenge that, man. You got to challenge that. You got to challenge that at some point.
That has to come from the centre back. That header is far too close. Like normally, like I've seen Leno make those type of saves, and we would have all said it would have been a good save, but that's Callum Chambers and Smith-Rowe.
So number 1, Emil Smith-Rowe cannot sit off on the flank, and I complained about this against Chelsea. Why are our left and right defensive players on crosses not stopping crosses from coming in the box? That's your first problem. The second problem is a 5'8" Gundogan out jumps a 6'1" Callum Chambers. How does that work out? There's 3 centre backs there in the box, all of them lined up in position, and none of them winning headers. This is what Gabriel does in the team. Gabriel wins headers. He gets clearances. That's why we're missing a player of that respect. So if you guys just joined us, City lead. Jesus is wide, plays a 1-2 with Silva. Look, Man City nearly go 2-0 up there. Before he's given too much time and space by Smith-Rowe on the right-hand side, and he floats a delicious cross over the heads of 3 Arsenal centre-backs that beats Callum Chambers, and Gundogan, 5'8" Gundogan, jumps up just like Raheem Sterling did last season when he out-jumped us on a cross and heads the ball in. How easy was that for Man City?
We can't even use our height. Wow.
Look, there we
the
go.
thing is, when I'm looking at how that's Oh no! Hold. When I'm looking at how the central midfield is right now, like right now, Man City have a free kick, but just before you would have wanted to see Smith Rowe and Xhaka deal with that run there. The Gundogan tried to go there. Like they've got to stop him. Like you got two guys on him. There's got to be a little bit more steel about that. And
motion, man.
You know,
I'm assuming what Xhaka's playing in the DM role in this. Like, see, this is where for me Maitland-Niles would have been a better option in that midfield. No, oh my God, what is that?
Is that another goal?
Yeah.
We just conceded from a free kick.
Wow.
I mean,
Get him out.
I don't even know what happened.
Get him out.
Like,
Get him out.
It wasn't even like it was something amazing. It just looks like a defensive. Oh, it comes in. Okay, they fool Arsenal by passing it to Gundogan, and hold on, was that deflection of Cedric?
It's just bad. It's just bad defending.
Out loud. We can't defend anymore. Wow.
It's bad defending. It's bad defending. Cedric, Xhaka, and Holden miss it, and it goes to a City player, and he gets the tap in. Like that's too easy. Like
Chambers has been dog shit this season. He's been such a good player for us, but he's not been good. He's not been good this season. Andrew says back to reality, I guess. Comments starting to flood in now.
Chambers is down.
Arteta yesterday, basically, it's just falling on deaf ears in terms of like, you know, you wanted to see some fight out of this team.
I take it this loss will actually mean that we're going to be bottom.
Yeah, probably be bottom, especially on goal difference. So hold on, guys. Let's take a minute. Let's take a breather here and see what these guys are saying. Zach is saying this is unreal. Number one is saying that didn't take long. Jimmy says Leno. Yeah, I thought Leno should have saved that as well. Number one says I've got.
Leno can't save that. Leno's got totally wrong.
They give him a goal. Did they give it or did they chalk it off?
Nay is saying not good enough again.
Oh my God. So if that's anywhere else on the pitch, the referee gives a free kick. But because it's led to a goal and it's against Arsenal, they don't want to give it. Typical. I can't even be bothered to even make up excuses for how poor this start is. It's going to be a 6-0.
Oh God.
No, Lewis. That please,
trust
please,
me. No,
like,
you can't. What 2-0 down after 12 minutes? Nah, man.
It's
terrible.
Yeah, two defenders having a tussle. Let me get through these comments. G says, our 50 million signing in Ben White missing another big game. Number one says, structurally, they are in the right place, but if they would only wake up. It's everybody. I mean, Chambers is dog shit. Xhaka's playing dog shit. Klasnach, I don't even know where he was. So, guys, look, City doubled their lead after some ridiculous defending by Arsenal. No one's picking this player up.
He's in the face.
Silva crosses into the ball again. That's the second cross from Silva. There's a big deflection. Torres is there to tap it in from close range. VAR had a look for possible foul on Callum Chambers in the box in the build-up to the goal, but VAR is happy to piss on Arsenal once again. Andrew said, Lewis, make them kids play in the garden. Don't put them through this. Number one says...
They're not with me today, luckily.
The number one says, I should have bet on Arsenal getting players sent off, but I don't suppose I'll get good odds. The Facebook user... This is Toya. Toya, good to see you, Toya. Toya says, until we change the keeper. Yeah, I don't know. Look, I don't. Look, there's so many people at fault there for these goals. Leno's got to do better on that. Zach said, this is a joke. He needs to go. Bottom of the league. This is awful. This is from Bobby. Bobby says, Arteta needs to go. I'm sorry, but I'm not having another year of this. Number one says, at this rate, you'll be lucky to stay in the Premier League. I don't agree with that. Look, we're going to get Gabriel back. We're going to get Ben White back. And we have to patch up what's going on the defense first. James Hanbury says Chambers is looking. Yeah, I just made a comment. Chambers is my guy. I'm a big supporter of Callum Chambers. He's just been dog shit this year. He's just been awful this season. I don't know why, but he certainly isn't doing himself any favor. It's a shame because he was fantastic on the back end of last year in that 5-game winning streak. Andrew says Realness looking like contemplating a pelting session. Oh God!
It's so easy to see. We might as well just go home. We might as well just tell the referee don't bother playing, pack up everything, and head on the coach now. Like that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, there's just no effort. There's nothing. We had what, a 2-minute spell, 3-minute spell, and then all of a sudden, City's first attack of the game as well.
Speaking of that, Lewis, G says, "Where's Bertram Spence?" So Bertram sent us a message about when the team sheet was out, and
he ain't got time for it.
He ain't got time for any of this.
Can you blame him?
Get your sleep, Bertram.
He ain't got time for any of this. Zach, big shout out to Zach on Facebook 101. Zach says, "Looks like Big Sam is dusting off his jacket. Relegation dogfight." Andrew says, Kyron in the house. Yeah.
Hi, Kyron.
Kyron in the house. What's going on, Kyron?
Yeah, Tony's doing the right thing, getting some food right now. It's going to be a long one.
Well, yeah. Number one says, "Oh my God, I will win my 6-0 bet." James Hanbury is saying desperately. Hold on, James Hanbury saying desperately needing a commanding presence in central defence. Yeah, his name's David Luiz, and he's sitting at home enjoying the game on his television set with no team coming in for him at the moment. 18 says it's that crazy Kyron time. Andrew says as you on the road, Ebony, I can give you my address. Oh my God. Jimmy,
right now I'm just happy I'm not watching it. I'm just feeding off of your feedback right now, and it seems as though we just do not have a commanding defender.
And as I said, I mean, Gabriel is not going to be fit till next week.
Well, on the pitch anyway, yeah.
And Ben White, as one of the guys said in the chat room, 50 million on Ben White, and he misses a second big game in a row. So you go out there and invest that money to bring in leadership and talent, and it's not on the pitch. So look, I'm not gonna melt down. I've done that before. I understand what's going on here. We're unfortunate to be missing these ballers that we've got. What would this game be like with a Gabriel, a Ben White, a Thomas Partey? We don't even have.
Fuck! Come on! Woo. Sorry, Apollo. The pressing worked. Smith Rowe pressed the goalkeeper all the way to the line and almost pressed it right into the goal, just literally inches away.
Oh man!
Wow.
The pressing's been much better. Look, it's much better now. It's much better now.
Well done.
I complained about the pressing last week when I was at the Emirates. It was very frustrating to see. And one of the things that Arteta had to work on in the midweek was getting these guys to press in unison and keep our shape with the back line coming up. And it's looking much better today. Oh, that was so close. The ball goes across that is much better. And you know what? Smith Rowe was at fault for the first goal as well. He was one of the players at fault for the first goal. So that's really good that he's done that and made up for it. Number one says, I feel like I'm talking to Captain Riker on the Enterprise. Number one says, Arsenal dysfunctional team going to pay up. Only need another 4 goals. He's gone for a 6-0 Man City win at the bookies. So he needs to
share some of that with me because I feel it as well. Tell him to share some of that winnings with me if it happens.
So now who's this? Facebook. This is Jimmy. Jimmy Jones is saying it's always we don't have enough this, we don't have enough. Yeah, Jimmy, as I said, I'm not going to let this get to us, Jimmy, because we don't have a Thomas Partey, a Ben White, a Gabriel. We don't have them on the field at the moment, and BT Sport has just closed on my phone. That's nice. We don't have them on the pitch at the moment.
Rob Holding.
And
That's Omen, Apollo. You don't have to watch none of this rubbish.
Players ain't good enough. This is why.
yeah, guys, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go into meltdown. I'm going to keep my level head. Yeah, I'm going to keep my level head. What will be, will be. It was unfortunate that we would draw the European champions and the Premier League champions back to back with a trailer load of injuries and COVID issues. It's not an excuse. I'm not making up an excuse, but I'm just telling you guys that for me, our season doesn't start until next week because it's extremely frustrating and it's extremely unfortunate for us to. I just got cut off. Andrew saying Apollo cut off BT. Yeah, my BT Sports just stopped. So it's my phone just felt sorry for me and just tried to put me out of my misery. But I'm good, man.
Thank your phone, Apollo. Listen to what your phone's telling you, man.
Guys, I'm not doing a Bertrand. I'm in a good place. Yeah. And for me, our season doesn't start till next week. Yeah, I'm in a good place. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to melt down.
Yeah,
if we lose, we lose.
10-point head start. Yes.
Yeah. If we lose, we lose, and our season starts next week. If we don't win next week, then that's when I'll start to rear my vampire fangs. My fangs will come out next week.
Got a game next week, or is it international?
I agree.
It's international, but sorry, go on there, miss.
The next game. No, I was going to say from the next game onwards, because I think it's Burnley, Norwich, Spurs, Palace. Like we've got, we've got games that we should be able to beat. I mean, apart from the Brentford one, even the most positive Arsenal fan, if we don't win our next game, it's not looking good. But
so we've got four winnable games in our next 5 matches. So we've got Norwich at home, Burnley away, Tottenham at home. That's winnable. We've got we've got 5 winnable games in a row. Brighton away, Crystal Palace at home. So we've got 5 games there that we can win. I'm not saying we will win. I'm saying we've got 5 winnable games. I don't think that these 2 games against Man City and Chelsea are winnable. You guys might have a different opinion, but my opinion is I don't think games are winnable. So I'm not doing it, guys.
I agree with the problem with those games, and it really kind of starts with the Brentford one, is to do with the performance. And this is why I said at the beginning of this game, it all comes down to the performance. Like, I know Man City are going to beat us. I know it was going to be at least with a goal difference of 2, but I actually expect Arsenal to score today. I put this down as 3-1 to City. So, like, with all these changes, like, and even though I have seen some positives, like, it has to end up in some type of goals, because we still haven't scored a goal this season. And now 3rd game in.
Yep.
Cool case says Chambers is letting his manager down. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I don't think Chambers even checked his flipping shoulder, to be fair.
He's really let me down. He really has. Ebony, are you all right, Ebony?
He only pulled his arm.
I think
Ebony's frozen in time after. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you, darling. G says, where are the fencing Xhaka fans?
Exactly.
Andrew says, them does get injuries to keep players constantly. Yeah, look, this team is not really built for those kind of injuries. And I have to question why Lokonga isn't on the pitch. El Nene, how are you going to play a 4-man midfield and Maitland-Niles, who was your best 4-man midfield player? He's your best 4-man midfield player.
And he's on the bench.
Apollo.
Because Arteta doesn't have the clue.
No, what did Maitland-Niles do? Like, seriously now, because like I think we've all said that his energy and pace in that midfield would help massively.
Oh,
He must have done something.
Kolasinac
Great shot by Xhaka
playing.
there.
wow, Xhaka
Well, I
actually
can-
got a shot off.
Well, I can
Bloody
actually,
hell.
I can tell you what he's, you said, you said Ainsley Maitland-Niles must have done something. I could tell you what he's done. He's handed in a transfer request to go to Everton.
Oh, he
so-
actually wants to go.
Wow.
It's going to be on loan. It's probably going to be on loan. Whoa. It's
Good
going to
for
be on
him.
loan.
Do you know what I say to that, Apollo?
Yo,
For
You
him.
know, if the manager's not playing you and you want to play in a specific role, then go. Like,
Yeah.
who needs to stop
Yeah.
him? He needs to progress in his own career. He's got to think about himself first.
yeah, Jimmy Jones is
Great.
saying, why isn't Sambi not playing? Jimmy 100% agree. Last week against Chelsea, he was our man of the match. Some people think he was the man of the match against Brentford.
He was.
It was a choice between him and Smith Rowe. So he's your best player in your first two games, and he was exhausted against Chelsea, and he was substituted. And what happened is he was rested against West Brom. So if he's rested against West Brom, why isn't he playing today in a 4? He's been your best midfielder this season, and you don't play him in a game against the Premier League champions.
It's going to show that the manager hasn't got
Apollo,
to do what he's doing.
Apollo is Xhaka. Like whatever Xhaka's over Arteta, like that's what it is, because he should be in that Xhaka role, that deep line playmaker, just literally Sambi there spraying balls, intercepting, making tackles. That's what we need right now in that midfield. Is he even on the bench, Sambi?
Yeah, he's on the bench.
Yeah. Oh, who's this getting booked? Kolasinac.
You can't book the Bosnian for that. Like, look how wide he is. What do you mean? What is Jesus supposed to do?
So, Andrew's saying Maitland-Niles flirted
I
with.
don't think that's a
wife.
yellow card, to be fair. Like, if
No,
you're
but
giving
It's not a yellow.
if you're hold on, if the ref's giving a free kick for that, why isn't Chambers getting a free kick in the box? Because
I agree.
Like
Yeah,
that. Double
it's a
standard
good point.
refereeing.
That's a
You
good
see
point.
it there?
That's a good point.
Yes.
Number one saying at least they're pressing. Very depressing. G saying Neom,
I don't know.
how is how is Sambi not playing and Xhaka is? Sambi has outplayed Xhaka in 2 games now. Yeah, it's that
Don't
Xhaka,
know.
isn't
I
it?
don't know, bro.
When you lean on him, he lets you down.
Maybe Xhaka's got pictures of Arteta. I don't know.
Whichever way it is. This team has never been good with Xhaka in the middle, and he's making bad decisions as a manager. Is Jimmy Jones? Up Curved is what's going on, Curve. Big shout out to you, my friend. Curve is saying, Apollo, your manager is killing the club. I think it's a lot of things that are killing the club. I think that he's not been good at the moment. I think the front office has been not great. I think the main problem is the front office, to be honest with you. I think Vinay and Edu is the main problem in the club at the moment. And I think that there's the COVID and injuries issue. I think what we're seeing is very frustrating because it's a combination of the injuries, the COVID, the managers' tactics, the players. The players look more assertive on the front end today, but against Chelsea, the front three they didn't know what they were doing. Martinelli was the only one that was pushing, so you got to blame the players. The front office are the biggest players. So I'm spreading the blame to around everywhere. So I know people are going to be Arteta out and blame the manager, but I'm not going to do that because the blame is to be shared everywhere. Everyone's got a part to play in this. Go on, Tony. Tony, you're on mute.
Clueless. The man is clueless. Let's be honest.
Yeah, as you guys know, I'm Arteta in, and I know a lot of you are Arteta out, and I'm not gonna challenge you to that. You know, he's not been great of late, and he needs a run of good results. So I can't wait to see those 5 games after this to see what he can do.
Team are already playing for time after half an hour of this game. Like that just sums it up for you. Like there's no, they just killed my bank holiday.
Pepper's not. Oh, that's a penalty.
That's not a penalty. He's not gonna give it. He's gonna give a nice little goal kick.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, what
wins the ball. Gets bodied.
He's taking his foot out. Look, he's taking his foot out.
Guys, that's what happens to Primark teams. Primark teams don't get decisions like that.
We're not even Primark, man.
Yeah, the Harrods teams gets decisions like that all day long. Primark don't get them deals there, man. You got Ebony. You got to Primark. You expect to get £3 for a top. You got to Harrods. The top cost you.
Where's the support?
This is what you call Poundland.
Yeah, Poundland. Yeah, that's better than Primark.
If you walk into Harrods with Poundland money, you're not going to get anything. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's happening, guys. Number one saying, sorry, my friend, just trying to stay positive. Bro, that's good, man. I'm going to remain positive. I'm not going to go into meltdown. I'm not doing that. I've done it the last few weeks. It doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah. Apollo, let me ask you one question. Just this one question.
Yeah.
What is there to be positive about? And don't talk about the results that are coming up. In this game, what is there to be positive about? And then might try and get onto that wave.
No, I don't think there's anything to be positive about in this game. The only thing I'm being positive about is when next week when you get your Gabriel back, when you get your Ben White back, when you get Thomas Partey back, I think you're going to look like a much better team. So that's why I'm going to. That's why I'm going to remain positive.
This is Arsenal's problem. We are forever waiting for players to come back into this team for us to look half decent. And even then, when they do come in, look at last year. We went on a run of no wins in 15.
Yeah, but then we went on a run in 5 games in a row when we had everybody balling. A Party was fantastic. Pepe was amazing. Smith Rowe, Odegaard, everybody was playing fantastic. They actually dropped Aubameyang, if you remember, and Xhaka wasn't in the team. Do you guys remember that? Yeah.
Well.
None of those things was happening. So it's going to take a bit of time. I'm not going to do the meltdown, guys. The meltdown is not going to get me anywhere. It's going to ruin my weekend. It's going to make me depressed. Guys, listen to what Naomi said. These games weren't winnable in the first place. When you get served up to play the European champions and the Premier League champions, when you're riddled with injuries and COVID within your first 2 weeks, that's really an unfortunate position.
I'm gonna hold you there, Apollo. You play for pride and you play with passion. And
yes, I agree.
None of that out here. None of it. Zero.
No, I'm not, Lewis. I'm not going to let these 2 games bring me down. I'm going to look forward to what we can do and not what we can't do. And what we can't do is beat these Premier League champions and the Champions League champions with 5 names on the team sheet, which are less than 21. Even though there's more veterans today than there was against Chelsea and Brentford. But I'm look, it's bad at the moment. It's bad. Yeah, let's take this one on the chin. And let's look at what we can do to change the result, and let's try and go on a little run after this, and that's the only thing I can look forward to. Yes, it's bad, and it's not what we want, but we can either take it, Lewis. We can either take it glass half empty or glass full, mate. And I'm not going to let this ruin my weekend. I got a good game tonight. Redskins are playing tonight. Neomis has just gone mad and he's on mute. So Neomis, can you take your mute off?
My God, your boy got sent off. Granit Xhaka for his stupidity again. Are you shit? 240 challenge. Get out, man.
Right, let's all clap Granit Xhaka.
Arsenal fans are clapping him off.
Yeah, let's all clap Granit Xhaka because.
I know what you're thinking. You got 3 games and he's not going to be here. I know that's what you're thinking.
Get him out.
That is retarded. What is he doing?
Get our fans In
He just signed the contract, fellas. He ain't going anywhere.
Ecstatic when he signed the extension.
And a 4-year extension.
Yeah.
And this
Oh,
They were ecstatic when he got the extension. Now do you see why? Look at his disciplinary record. The man, we're 2-0 down. I can accept that you're frustrated, but you're meant to be a leader, and you're not leading
He
by
ain't no
example.
leader. Since when has he been a
no
leader?
He's no leader. He's no leader.
Ouch.
And
No
and the
leader.
worst thing is,
tackle.
the worst thing is he will not apologize to the fans for this red card. Watch, he'll make it all about himself.
Listen, don't let me swear on the podcast.
Look, there's fans even leaving already. There's fans leaving the stadium.
Wow, fans are leaving.
36 minutes. Do you blame? I don't blame her, to be honest. I don't blame her, to be honest. Get off. Don't even give him a handshake. Nothing, Arteta. Make him know that what he's done is wrong. Don't say nothing to him.
Oh, you can't tackle like that.
If I was at the Etihad,
Get off, man. Get
and you
off.
got all these
Don't play him
Xhaka
again.
fanboys and
Don't
fangirls.
play
Oh,
him
he's
again.
great.
Don't play him again. Do not play him again. Do not play him again. Do not play him again this season.
Or sliding. I've only done sliding.
Don't play him again. I beg. Don't play him again.
I'm not even watching.
I don't care whether he had the keys when he was 5 years old to the house. I don't care.
So shall we start talking about the transfer window?
It's been shit.
No.
Excuse my language. It's been terrible. Apart from, there's only been, all right, Tavares and Lukonga I'm actually happy with. But other than that, we ain't done nothing.
Spend a lot of
We ain't
money
done
though,
nothing.
ain't we?
We actually secured Granit Xhaka's signature for an extra year.
Kolasinac, don't forget, and Kolasinac.
Oh my lord!
Not
Oh.
only
And
did we keep
that,
him,
ladies and
we
gentlemen,
brought him back and played him in our
that-
in our biggest game.
that, ladies and gentlemen, is the trajectory of where Arsenal's going.
Yes.
Why? Oh well. It's nearly half time.
So Bertram has just sent me a message saying, Apollo, where is that optimism that you were extolling earlier on? I've actually gone for a Man City 3-0. So if that's what you call optimism, I was optimistic last week when I said Chelsea was going to win 2-0. And what was the score? Chelsea won 2-0. So it is what it is. And like I said to the rest of the guys here, this, in my opinion, was never a winnable game.
Yeah.
Last week against Chelsea was never a
We've only got
winnable
10
game.
players now.
I'm not going to mention. I'm not going to. Somebody's saying about Xhaka. G's saying, Apollo, please say something, Xhaka.
Don't.
I've boycotted the player. So what I've told you time and time again, and I'm not going to tell you again because it's just going to sound boring. This team is never going to get anywhere with Xhaka at the spine. Never, ever, ever. And those who support him, you have to accept that this team will continue to fail with him. That's all I'm going to say, yeah? Yeah, I'm not saying you shouldn't support him. All of you lot are begging to support him. Apollo, don't boycott him. Give him a grade. Support him. Back him. Yeah?
Back him for what? Back him about what?
Yeah.
Back him for what? What's he done? What's he actually done for anyone to back him?
Bertrand says, no, you said people were having meltdowns and should relax. Yeah, I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed. I'm not going into meltdown. It is what it is. I think the guys here have been quite diplomatic, actually. I haven't even said hello to Nabil, and he's just joined us. Nabil, oh, he's gone.
I know he's fuming as well.
Yeah.
I know he's taking his time out before he comes into this damn thing.
So let's see what these guys are saying. Andrew, it was clear a while ago that Granit Xhaka's time with Arsenal was at an end. Arteta insisted on perseverance with him and yet excluding others. Yeah, he should not be here. He should not be at the club. Sambi should have been playing in the midfield today. And, you know, this is where I can't defend Arteta. Arteta is getting what he served up. You put the team on the shoulders of a guy like Granit Xhaka and you're going to fail. Why? Because you've failed time and time and time and time and time again. So you are only getting what you deserve. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Nabil, what's going on, bro? I just said hi to you and then you vanished. I didn't even get the time to talk to you.
I was having some technical difficulties, just like Arsenal. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, bro. A little bit of where's your head at? Where's your head at? You know, I'm not doing meltdowns. These, in my opinion, were not winnable games for Arsenal in the consideration of where the team is. The front office has been bad. The manager's been bad. The players have been bad. And to top it off, we've had COVID and we've had injuries. These two games, in my opinion, Nabil, were never winnable. Brentford was winnable. These two games weren't winnable. I'm going to relax, take my time, enjoy my weekend, and wait until we play Norwich in the next 5 games that are winnable.
Listen,
where's your head, Neville?
Mate, this type of thinking is impossible. I've tried this so many times. I don't know. My post hasn't been approved yet, but I said it in my WhatsApp group with rest of the Chalk boys. You know, I said it on my WhatsApp group. I said it on your thread. I'm expecting a 5-0 drubbing today. When I saw the lineup, when I saw Mikel Arteta's gone for 3 at the back with Chambers, Holding, Kolisniak, I said, "Oh boy,
3-0, 3-0."
We've conceded another. We've conceded another.
Yeah, well,
it's not even half time yet.
Oh mate.
So
I'm lagging behind them. What time are you lot? I'm on 41:20.
I'm 42, not 20.
Let me have a look at this. This is going to be. This is a defensive error. You can
Nabil,
tell. This is a defensive.
Let
me have a look. Let's have a look.
Don't do it to yourself, Nabil.
You can tell this is a defensive error.
Turn it off the team, man. Turn it out. I might do a Bertrand and just walk off.
I saw players leaving already. I mean, supporters leaving the stadium already, like before half time.
Absolutely.
What time are you on, Lewis?
I'm watching it on the TV, the actual TV, BT. So I'm
right, here we go.
Yeah. Oh wow. Jack Grealish gets his that's his first assist for the. Oh my lord.
Oh yeah, well I call that a defensive error. I call that a defensive error. I don't know who done that. He just stopped the ball for him.
I don't care, man. It is Sunday League. It's like the lowest standard of Sunday League football that we are playing right now.
That means who stopped? Someone just stopped ball, just stopped it for him. It's almost like he teed it up. But this is the thing I was saying, Apollo. Sorry to
look at Chambers. Chambers not closing that down again.
Get him off and put Tavares on, man.
And Klasnach is standing right behind the goal scorer, not even trying to make a challenge, just standing up there watching him.
Oh no, he doesn't stand it up. Let's have a look at that again. I didn't see clearly. He doesn't stand it up. So what happens there? Oh, it just goes straight to him. No, it's just good ball. It's just good football. That's Jack Grealish for you. That's pinpoint. It's pinpoint. Well, sorry, I nearly swore there. Look, the point I was making, Apollo, is this, you know, when I put it on the thread, you know, when I saw the lineups, I said 5-0. It's got 5-0 written all over it.
It's got 6-0, man. I'm telling you, 6-0, man. I said it right.
When you actually watch it taking place, when you actually watch it, it's like it's unbearable. It's like even though you know it, even though you expect it, when you see it, it's like damn. Like seriously, what is Arteta thinking? How are you going to line up against the champions with Chambers, with Holding, with Kolisniak in a back three? Come on, mate. Look, just looking at it, it's a slaughter, bro. It's like there's just no. It's just unbelievable, mate. I mean, 5-0. I said you just said 7. I'm gonna. Oh my god, what's going on here?
All right, so Nabil, calm down. Take a deep breath. You said this. You said this.
Impossible, bro.
I know.
Impossible, man.
Nabil, you're my brother. Yeah. For 40 years, you've been my brother in Wembley. Yeah. Calm down a little bit. You said it's unbelievable. It's actually believable. It's believable. Yeah. The only thing I can disagree with you on there is it's believable and it was expected.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna get upset about it. I'm not gonna do it, man. I'm not going to get upset about it. It's bad. And
well, come on, mate. So what do you reckon? Maybe do you reckon we should have stuck to the formation 4-2-3-1?
No,
where's Lokonga?
Yeah, exactly. We were asking for
man's catching splinters on the bench because Arteta doesn't have a single damn clue.
Do you remember what I said? This is what I said when we signed Lokonga and we saw him in his first game. My only fear was that Arteta ruins him.
Yeah.
That was my only fear. When I first saw Partey play for us, and not even that, I watched him two or three games from Atletico before he came to us, and I just saw him just gliding around the pitch, Rolls Royce for Atletico and for us. And then Arteta gets his teeth into him, and he just becomes a completely different player.
Well, I mean, the one thing we know was Lokonga has been our best player against Chelsea. It was questionable whether he was man of the match against Brentford. So he's been the best player in our midfield. We asked for 3 at the back. We got it. But what we didn't ask for was Kolasinac. I mean, Tierney, the back 3 should have been Tierney and not Kolasinac. And then the midfield, we should have had Maitland-Niles in there, who actually is said he's going to Everton on loan. His agent has just said,
who is
Maitland-Niles? His agent just said my player wants to leave. He's been in contact with Everton and they'll take him on loan. That's the text that I got. I don't even know whether it's out on a news outlet yet, but the text I got.
Oh, don't be saying that, man.
And then you've got El Nene and you've got Lokonga. So when you keep going back to Xhaka, which Wenger did, which Ljungberg did, which Emery did, and Arteta's doing, you're going to fail.
Yeah, but hey, I just want to jump in real quick here, Apollo. 3 at the back, right, is a nice idea. Okay, but the difficulty with 3 at the back is you absolutely need the personnel to deploy that. Yeah. We do not have the personnel to deploy that.
Yes, you're right.
3 at the back with Chambers and Kolasinac. You're like you're just shooting yourself in the face. Forget shooting yourself in the foot. You're just killing yourself. Chambers at centre back, right centre back, and then you got Kolasinac. Are you like, come on, bruv? No chance.
And that's the reason why they're getting beat. Because the personnel that are out there, the only thing I could see that they could have done, because they don't have. I mean, they're not going to play Mari. We all said Mari was dog shit. He's been left out of the team, so he wasn't even an option. No Gabriel, no Ben White. So you're having to go with your options again. But I wouldn't have put Kolasinac on there. No way. Tierney can play in a back 3 and has done really well in a back 3 for this team beforehand, and then you just put a Maitland-Niles or you put a Sambi in the midfield. Sambi's been. How does Sambi become your best midfield player, and then you're playing Xhaka and all these guys in the midfield? Look, man. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you do. If you base your team around Xhaka, this is what's going to happen. Yeah, this is what's going to happen. The only reason why we beat them in the FA Cup was because David Luiz put in one of the best performances I've ever seen by Arsenal defender in the last 10 years in that game. David Luiz, I have not seen a defensive performance like that from an Arsenal player since probably Sol Campbell. Yeah. And that is going back a long way. That performance from David Luiz against Man City in the FA Cup again, it was one of the best I've ever seen in an Arsenal shirt. So you don't have that. You need that in this kind of game. You need somebody with a leadership like that takes the players and pushes them. And where's David Luiz now? He's sitting in his house, chilling, no team, relaxing, nowhere. Yeah, that's where he is. We spent 50 million on a centre back, and he doesn't play against the Champions League champions and the league champions.
Is he still like sick though? How come Aubameyang and Lacazette have recovered so much faster than him?
Because when you understand how COVID works, it's different in some people and different in others. So,
yeah. Some people will pass test positive, but literally have no symptoms, and some people will literally be on their deathbed.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy,
yeah,
crazy.
Like me. So let's go back to see what our guys are saying. So much comments here. Bertram said, "How does Sissores play over Maitland-Niles?" Again, we have to take.
Wants to go. It's as simple as that. Ainsley
Yeah,
wants
we
to
have
go.
to take Maitland-Niles out of the question because this morning his agent said he don't want to stay, and they called Everton, and Everton are now negotiating a loan for the player. Let me check my text. Let me see if I've been sent any updates. No, nothing yet. So he don't want to be here, Bertram. Yeah, that's the long and short of it.
Who don't want to be here?
Maitland-Niles, he don't want to be here.
Do you blame him? Do you actually blame him?
No, I said to you a month ago that Nketiah and Maitland-Niles should just leave. I said that they should leave. They should go. Andrew says sometimes things has to get worse before improvements occur. Look, come on, Andrew. Hold on. Right. Let me say something right here, right now. I want all of you lot to answer. Tell me, out of all of you guys here, did any of you guys think that these two games against Man City and Chelsea were winnable?
I was optimistic.
I wasn't. I
wasn't. From the time from the time the fixtures come out,
So it's going to be a loss.
like, yeah.
So why are we losing?
Yeah, I told you. I just answered your question, Apollo. I just answered your question. It's when you see it. It's when you make decisions like that. You know, three at the back with Chambers and Kolisniak in the back. No Lokonga. What's his name? ESR in centre midfield. When you see all these crazy decisions, it just makes you think, well, could we have done better?
Yeah.
You know?
And my answer to that is going to be the same as always. The players are not doing their job on the pitch. The manager is stinking up the joint. The front office is not utilizing the money in the correct way. There's injuries. There's COVID. The blame goes all across the board.
Around. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Can I just make a point about? Can I just make a point about the window? Right, we pissed around. Pardon my French, but we've pissed around so much in the transfer window. How long did it take Man United to get Ronaldo back?
Exactly. Wow. Bam.
Well, 3 hours. We've been in the transfer window from the 1st of August, or maybe before that actually. And then we can't shift players. We can't get players. Who wants to come to us? Nobody wants to come to us now. And to all you fanboys and girls of Xhaka, what did I tell you? Oh, but he's great. Is he fuck? Get him out.
Yeah, you know what? You know what I'd say real quick to that, Ebony. You know what? It's not. It's a bit more nuanced than that, because even at the tail end of last season, we was linked with Basuma, and look, all now, the guy's coming on and putting on a masterclass. Meanwhile, we're playing Xhaka.
Yeah, I'm hearing some things about Basuma at the moment. Apparently, I think Liverpool are in for him. They contacted the agent yesterday.
Unbelievable!
But they're talking about 70 million, some silly money. They're talking foolishness money.
Listen, Liverpool will pay that. Liverpool will pay that because they have ambition.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
We don't have ambition.
70 million.
That's not a sniper. Ben White and Lokonga and Tavares. We just do not. We lack ambition. We lack a manager that can actually get the best out of these players. I've given Arteta until December. A lot of people are telling me that's way too long. Get him out now. If we lose it, listen. I'm not even hopeful now. I'm not even hopeful now against Norwich.
Yeah, I'm giving Arteta.
We've become a team where even the promoted teams aren't scared of us anymore. That's how backwards our trajectory is.
I've switched. I want Wenger in.
Yeah, I'm giving Arteta till the end of the season. So
I want him out now. I want Wenger until we can find someone else. I don't want Arteta.
I'm in this for the long haul at the moment. So
for me, when you talk about Arteta, when you talk about the long haul, when you talk about the trust the process, it's all very, very romantic and very idealized. It sounds so good on paper, but when I see him make the decisions that he makes, I just say, do you know what? I mean, Ken used to call him the trainee manager and stuff like that. I just think, you know what? Just give me the experienced guys. I don't care if they're even too old and past it. Give me Ancelotti. Give me Wenger.
I'm not doing that, Nabil. Do you know why I'm not doing that?
Yeah.
Because that's not going to fix our problems.
I think it will stabilize us. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for someone to try and take us to the wherever. I'm just looking for someone to stabilize things. Just be a proper manager. Proper.
That's a fair comment. That's a fair comment. Because how I understand it is, this is Arsenal building for the future. The new technical director, the new manager, the young players, everything is in this bunch of investment that they're going to use to move forward. It's not a situation that you just throw into the bin, because there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of foundation building, there's a lot of frustration that's going to come with it as well. Some of the young players aren't going to be as developed, and the manager's going to make mistakes, and we've all seen that. But the hope is that when this thing comes to fruition, that it's all going to come together. So I understand that. The one thing that is important is that whatever we think about the process, this is the decision that the owners have made because it needed to be done. There needed to be an investment in a program. There needed to be a plan. Regardless of how good or bad the plan is, there needed to be something that they had to work towards. They needed to get rid of the veterans and invest in the young players. So we're going to go through a period of transition. It's going to hurt. It's not going to be great, but we'll get over the bump. Yeah, there will be a time where things will start to settle down, and this isn't it. And I'm sitting back listening to our fan base. It's frustrating, but I know what's going on. I know what they're trying to do, and what they're trying to do is not easy. It's tough.
Yeah, but I want to jump in. I don't know, Lewis. I feel like I'm really keen to jump in here, and I don't want to be
do your thing, man.
You know what I mean?
Go on right ahead, man. Go on right ahead.
For me personally, this is what I'm saying, Apollo. I hear what you're saying, and to me, that sounds like a really great idea. Okay, it does. It sounds from a business. I'm sitting, but look behind me. Yeah. That's my business right there behind me. I do business. You understand what I'm saying to you? From a business perspective, that sounds like what we should be doing. However, here's the question. What happens when that, I'm not even going to swear, but what happens when that isn't working? Do you still keep carrying on believing in this, what you're building? Because like you said, it's for the future, it's young, it's fresh, it's from the ground up, it's foundation, it's organic, if you like. Yeah. When you can see, or who sees, when we can see that it ain't working and these are probably not the guys to do this, what do? Do you carry on with this? Or do you just throw it in the bin and start again? What do you do?
So that's a really good question. In my experience and talking to the people I've spoken to at the training ground and understanding what they want to do, so when you have a sinking ship, you have two type of people: those who see the danger and jump out straight away, and those who try to fix the problem, paper the cracks, fix the damage. And that's the process. The fans and the owners are both in that mindset. They're both those two type of people. Do they get cold feet, see the danger, and jump at the nearest sign of danger, or do they jump in and try to fix what's going on and weather the storm? So your question is, at what point do we give up on that? I think that you have to see this through as much as you can. And this isn't as much as you can. 3 games into the season is not trusting in their business plan. It just isn't. It just isn't. I would say probably go into December probably would be a good indication of whether this thing's going to work or not. But if I made a comment to Bertram and Tony last season, and I said, when we were in 14th place, I said, this team is not going to sack the manager as long as they continue to compete and finish in the top half of the table. They will carry on with it and look at it as a step forward in their transition. Now they ended up finishing with more points. They ended up with a much improved defense, but so they could see with all the negatives, and believe me, there was a lot of negatives last season, but they still had enough to say, okay, so that is a step forward for us. We have what we would call a good defense at the moment. We have building blocks to what we know is right. On paper, this looks like it works. These philosophies can work. The things that he's trying to bring over from that he implemented in Man City, because remember, a lot of it wasn't Pep. A lot of it was Arteta. They trust that. They trust that it can work. So I think for the owners, and it is the owners, because the fans don't make the decisions, the media doesn't make the decisions. I think the owners are going to sit this thing through as long as they can, because if you give up on this, you have wiped out every bit of investment that you've put in. And believe me, they've invested heavily into the club. A team that is coming off back-to-back year losses, millions of pounds of losses, have invested heavily into this program. It's not something you just give up on at the first sign of trouble. So I think Nabil, that they will probably see it through to Christmas, and then they'll make a decision to see if this is really, really, really bad. We have to change it.
Christmas is too far away. We're already 9 points off, 6 points off the top four. Like how many more points do you want to be?
Top four's not our goal, Lewis. Top four's not our goal. Our goal is to get back into Europe. So our goal, figuratively, top four would be great. But
right. So we're 6 points off then where we should be. Yeah, this whole thing of we're playing the champions of Europe and the Premier League champions, but they've been beaten. They can be beaten, but this team just roll over and die at the first sign of a goal. Like it's a mental thing with this side, and the fans just want to see effort. Like,
I get that. But
the game, like last week was just, this week is bad, worse than what it was last week.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, you have to understand again, it's everyone's calling for the manager, but it's not just the manager's fault. There's fault to go around everywhere, and they know that. They know. You can see how they came out to play today in the first 10 minutes when they were pressing in unison was what they weren't doing last week. There are tactical issues with the manager and the players. So you if you fix one, you still have the problem with the other. And I'm going to bring you back to Unai Emery here. The whole purpose of bringing Arteta in was that they trust this whole plan was going to get seen through. Why I didn't want him sacked at Christmas was because it wouldn't solve anything. The players and the front office are so bad that regardless what manager you bring in here, it wouldn't help the team. As Nabil said, it might stabilize the team, but that's a short-term fix. They are looking for long-term answers, not a short-term fix. So they have to try and weather the storm as long as they can. If Nabil, as what Nabil said, if it gets that bad to the point where they can't no longer, everything is crumbling, the form is crumbling, the fans are not turning up, they're starting to get hurt monetarily wise. If it starts to get that bad, then they will probably make a decision and they'll probably bring in a Conte or something like that. But will a Conte want to come to Arsenal? No. You wouldn't want to come. You're not in Europe. You can't attract players.
He will come if Arsenal have the money to pay him and his backroom staff in the way that he wants. He will go anywhere. It's proven. He only does one season at a club. He stabilizes them and then moves on. Yeah. Like, it's just baffling that the board are actually happy with what they're seeing. Like, they generally don't care.
Yeah,
because if they really did care, and if they really had any inkling into what the Premier League's about, they would have hired a manager with experience and said to Arteta, "Do you know what? Come with us, learn a little bit. All right. If you need to go off to another club to apply your trade, then so be it. But the job is there for you." It was way too soon, and the fact that he was interviewed. Well, before we appointed Emery, that just shows you the way the club was thinking. Anyway, they wanted to give him the job, and they thought, "Oh, hold on a minute, let's go with Unai." I was more willing to give Unai Emery the time and the money to build something over Arteta.
Yeah, well, this is. I'm going to jump in here real quick, but this is. I keep saying, talking about this. I'm in the barbershop and I just keep going over this. And I think, you know what? Sometimes you've got to appreciate when you've just got your business plan wrong. It's romantic, it's idealistic, it's nice on paper, but it doesn't work in the Premier League. Chelsea have got the right idea. This business plan or this business model that our club has got is doomed to fail. Like, when you're a big club like Arsenal, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're already a mid-table club, if you're already a bottom half of the table club and you want to build the way Arsenal think that they can build, perfect. But when you're already a big club with huge expectations and you're a real scalp, I don't think it can work. I think when Wenger's gone and Gazidis and the rest of them, the first thing you've got to look at is the foundation. That's the manager, that's the director of football, that's the MD, that's these people. And you can't experiment with these guys. These guys have to be, they have to suit that level. It's like when you're looking to employ someone, Apollo, you know, you look at what the role, you look at your club, I mean your company, and you want people who can fit in. People who've got the qualities to fit in. You don't really want to take a chance on people. You want to know that you've got experience at this level.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, you can drive a car this fast. You know, you can handle a car this fast. If you can't, I ain't trying to gamble with you guys. So for me personally, when people was right to say Wenger out, but when you how do you replace Arsene Wenger with Unai Emery? Like, what are you really expecting? How do you replace? How do you replace Unai Emery with Mikel Arteta? Guys like Allegri, guys like Conte, guys like Klopp, all the guys, you can name them, all the guys who are on Wenger's level, who were better than Wenger, who could do a better job than Wenger. If you're not hiring them, you just might as well stick with Wenger. There's no point sacking Wenger to go and try something just because it's cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Look, you and Lewis have both made great points, and I agree with both of you. I can see a lot of comments on the thing. Dan, what's going on, Dan? Dan is saying someone told Apollo to read the comments. I'm going to read some of the comments, not all of them, because a lot of the comments are just singling out Arteta when the problem is a lot deeper than that. So, the problem's a lot deeper than that. Right. I mean, I can see there's some comments from Bertram that's actually mentioning Edu. Those are the type of comments that we need. We need fans to recognize that the problem runs far deeper. The players are not performing. They're not good. The injuries are there. The front office has been awful. And look, I said this to you guys previously before. The one deciding consistent factor in this team is the board. The board are the only ones that are doing it. They have provided money to spend every single year. 132 million this year, 86 million last year, 144 million the year before that. The one consistent factor we've got in this team is the one thing that the fans are slagging off. Imagine that, yeah? The one single consistent factor in an Arsenal Football Club is that the board are providing money to this team, yet the fans are still complaining. Where you need to focus your complaints on is the players are not getting it done, the lack of discipline and understanding what they're supposed to be doing. The manager has been poor. Yeah, he's some of the decisions that he's made have been bang awful. The front office have been horrendous. Edu and Vinay need to be called out, and they are not. Very few of you. I'm reading the comments here. Very few of you are even mentioning their names, and that's where everything is done. That's where the one-to-ones with the manager is being done. That's where the transfer business and everything is being done, including Richard and Nalik with the negotiations, chief negotiator. All of those things are being done at that level. None of you lot are talking about it. Bertram is the only one there that has actually mentioned Edu. So I'm not reading.
Don't get me wrong, Apollo. Edu is just to blame. Like, how I look at it, it's from top to bottom. Everybody has their part to play, and everybody affects the way everything goes.
100%.
From Stan Kroenke all the way down to I don't know, like the person that sells you the shirt in the club shop, right? There is a chain of command, right? And if the man at the top is happy with everything, even though there's problems at middle management, he don't care. As long as he's getting paid his money, which he's getting, he don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, we want to protest, and like, I look at it this way, it just feels like it's an empty protest because Stan Kroenke ain't going to listen. Josh Kroenke's not listening. No matter how much we can shout until we're blue in the face, they don't care because
well, I've got to disagree with that.
Lewis, they do care.
I've got to disagree with that.
They do care, Lewis. It's just
you reckon,
Lewis, they do care. Lewis,
it's four.
So
I said 5.
Yeah. So Lewis, if they didn't care, then they wouldn't have pumped in 130 million. They wouldn't do that.
But they're pumping in 130 million with the wrong man in charge of the team.
Yeah. Bros.
We're going back to the manager again, then, aren't we?
No, but listen, this is the thing. Let me tell you my problem with Kroenke and them, right? It ain't the money, bro.
That's a brilliant goal. That's a brilliant goal. What a goal. That's a brilliant goal. Well, my 3-0 prediction has gone.
I'm so far behind, man. I'm so far behind. How are you lot so ahead of me, man?
I'm on my phone, bro. I'm on EE.
I got BT Sports in the front room, so
I'm on EE. I'm watching it on my phone.
What the hell is this, though? I mean, look at this passing. This is ridiculous. Come on, are you serious?
So we've got another fan. Dan is actually saying Arteta, Edu, all incompetent, and that's exactly what it is, guys. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, the players.
Who scored that?
Rodri. It was a brilliant goal.
Hold up, sorry. Let me just get that point. Let me just address Lewis's point. I was waiting for that goal to go in. When we talk about the owners, when I talk about the owners, and what I agreed with what Lewis was saying is something that he kind of I snapped out the middle. Like when it comes to the owners, it ain't always just about the money, right? And this is what I keep arguing about, right? It's about know-how, right? You're a business, you've got to build from the ground up. It's a foundational thing, right? You keep hiring crap people to manage the club. It started with Gazidis. You just keep hiring these idiots to manage the club. They hire idiot managers, and it's all going to. And when the day comes, and that's why this is my belief. I don't think Kroenke them have got what it takes. I don't think they know what they're doing in terms of running the football club. So I don't think things are going to change. I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's gonna be the what do you call it? The Arabs maybe who come in and do like what City, do like what Chelsea done and said, right, first things first, that back room, that board that we're building up, no Vinal, no Edu, no whatever, real people who know it. That's why last time I was on this podcast, I talked about Chelsea's director of football, and now he's been linked with us, Michael Emanuelo or whatever his name is. Now he's being linked with us. That's what Chelsea done first. They got in a director of football who knows what he's doing. If you don't get the points on the board, he sack you. You understand what I'm saying to you? This is the type of people we need, and you want to build on that, but it's got to start from somewhere.
It has. There's an important comment here from Dan, one of our own, Dan. Dan, still waiting for you to be on one of the podcasts, Dan. Dan says, Apollo, the issue is all of the responsibility has been handed to Arteta. That's not actually true, my friend.
No, I was just about to say that as well.
Yeah, that's not actually true. Arteta was
Edu and whoever's involved.
It's a lot of them. It's Vinay, it's Edu, it's Richard Garlick, it's Tim Lewis. All of these players make the corporate decisions for Arsenal. The difference with Arteta is Arteta was hired as a head coach, so exactly the same as Unai Emery, where he had no say in anything, and he was promoted to manager, where he now has a seat at the table in the discussions. He does not make the decisions. He has a seat at the table. Remember, Arteta is under Edu. Edu is his boss. Yeah, and Vinay and Tim Lewis are the directors. They are Edu's boss. Yeah, Richard Garlick, he's the chief negotiator. He does the wages, the contracts, the negotiating. That's him. Arteta has no. He might have some input on those decisions, but he doesn't make those decisions. Yeah, just want to get that clear, guys, before everybody understands it. And this is the reason why, as Lewis is saying, as Nabil is saying, as Neomis is saying, the fault is everywhere. There are problems. How can a team, let's add this up, shall we? Let's add this up. 132 million this year, 86 million last year, 144 million the year before that. In the last 3 seasons, this team has spent 362 million. And what have you got to show for it? You've got 100 million in Ben White and Thomas Partey that is not on the pitch. You've got 30 million in William Saliba, who's not even on the pitch, not even in the country. Yeah, you've got Willian, who's another 34 million. So I've just given you 4 names, which has taken half of that 360 million budget, which accounts to 186 million. I've given you 4 names, and they are not on the pitch. That's where the problem is. Yeah, if you are City, if you are Man United, if you're a Chelsea, if you're a Liverpool, and you spend that kind of money, you better make sure that that money is on the pitch. So when I talk about, you lot rumbling Arteta, there are problems in this team across the front office.
But the thing is as well, Apollo, who's the easiest person to get rid of?
The manager. But what will happen is you get rid of the manager. You see what happened with Unai Emery. How did it work out for Arsenal fans? They couldn't find a manager who wanted a job. They were talking to God. They were talking to Thomas Tuchel. They were talking to Enrique. They were talking to 5 or 6 managers. Yeah. And couldn't get anything sorted. And a lot of those managers they approach, I can tell you, didn't even want the job. Now we're out of Europe and things are even worse. Who you think you're going to bring in there?
It's true,
Yeah.
But know what? Like I said, for me personally...
Sorry, hold on, Nabil. And the worst thing is what you're doing is you're making a lateral move because the players on the front office are still a problem. So if you change a manager like you did with Emery and whatever, guess what? It ain't going to solve your problem.
Bro, bro, you got to build from the ground up, man. I'm telling you, I agree with you. For me personally, the first people that I'm looking at are Vinay and Edu. To be fair, I would look at Kroenke, but let's just say we can't do anything about Kroenke. For me personally, someone's got to advise them and say, hey, the people running your club are the people who are at fault. You need to get rid of these 2. Edu, Vinay, first of all.
Surely, Nabil, surely someone who's around Josh Kroenke and Stan said, can you not see? Look, what are you seeing to suggest that Vinay and Edu are the man? Like, change this crap.
Yeah.
Like, they're bringing in crap to make you even worse than what we was when Wenger was sacked. Because don't get me wrong, what Wenger did was brilliant, but we had to move on. But I didn't expect us to move on in this manner at all.
So this is what I would say to that, Lewis. I think personally, and this is why I want the Kroenkes out. Personally, I think they have a mindset of a sports entertainment brand mindset. They're not
Kolasinac.
They're not footballing
you can't
people.
Even sell him now if he wanted to because if he's injured.
Oh my Lord! To add misery, compound to misery.
Dan says Arteta has lost the dressing room. Apollo has lost the chat. Sorry, bro. I'm unsubscribing. Loyal fan.
No. Let me tell that guy he's not lost the chat. It's just we all want the same thing. We're just coming at it from different angles. That's all it is. We all want the same thing in here.
And as it is, I'm trying to open some of you guys' eyes because at the moment you're focusing your attention on one part of the business when the whole business is just rotten to the core. So and that is the schematics of it. Yeah, and one man it's
been rotten from the time Arsene Wenger couldn't sign certain players to make the first team stronger. Like
Yeah.
it's been from then.
Yeah.
But now that Wenger's been removed, it's even worse. Like the whole thing has just rotted out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we
And like
we
I
are
said,
now
guys, there's and like I said, look, we're you know, nobody had given us an opportunity to beat Man City and Chelsea back to back. The real problem is we didn't beat Brentford. We have really ever displayed an ability to beat Man City outside of that game I talked about with David Luiz. So what exactly did you guys expect? That is my question to some of you guys in the chat.
Fight.
What did you actually think?
At least make Man City work for the points. At least. If they're gonna win the game, you make them work for it. Not in it after 12 minutes, they're 1-0 up and cruising with their first attempt on goal.
Yeah, I mean that's never been the case. That's never been the case under Unai Emery, under Arsene Wenger, and we just have.
I don't know. There was a few games against
I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
With Arsene Wenger, where it was easy as anything, like a hot butter through knife. Unai Emery was a little bit more, you know. All right, you're gonna get a bit of a work rate first, but we still got turned over. Come up here, and we always get done tactically. We can't compete with players on the pitch no more. The last time we won here was Santi Cazorla's show, the masterclass.
Yeah, and who was it was Arteta who was the kingpin. Actually, it was Arteta and Mertesacker who was the kingpins in that victory. They went away from Wenger's tactics and ended up winning 2-0 away from home. But yeah, just a different level. We're not at that level yet. Go on, Nabo.
It's very, very, very different when you're a player to when you're a manager, because as a player, you can affect like 2, 3, 4 players around you, immediately around you. As a manager, you've got staff, you've got players to try and get on board with you mentally. And if you're not there mentally with the manager, you're gonna have these types of problems.
Yeah, like, that's true.
As a player, if you don't feel the manager's tactics, you're not gonna you're just gonna look at it like, why am I even trying this? It's not working. Like, why? You know, like Aubameyang, I feel sorry for. He come here and just ran.
Yeah, has Aubameyang actually even touched the ball yet?
He's off.
No, well, he's off.
Yeah,
he did touch the ball, but he got shrugged off of it immediately. So listen, this is what I was just saying to answer your question, right? Like I said, when I saw the lineup, I predicted 5-0. I predicted 5-0, not because it's Man City versus Arsenal. I predicted 5-0 because of the lineup that Arteta came out with, the system and the lineup that he came out with. That had 5-0 written all over it against a team like that. But what I'm here for, the reason why I'm up to watch this game, knowing that I'm going to lose, is because I want to see something about Arsenal. I just want to see something. Like, if you're going to beat us 3-0, you know, batter us 3-4-0, let me see us hit the post. Let me see us force a couple of good saves. Let me see us string together a couple of passes. Let me see ESR and Odegaard link up a little bit. Let me see a little something. All I'm here to do is see a little something. When I come here and I don't see absolutely nothing, like, it's like a training game. We might not be here. That's when it gets. That's when it gets.
It's almost like when Arteta left Man City and he went to Arsenal. Pep was like, even though we're gonna win anyway, just make it look like it's a training game for us, innit? And I'll just give you a little brown packet.
I agree with you guys.
That's how it feels, man.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's like we're just lifting up our skirts and bending over. It's like there's no fight to it at all. It's I totally agree with you. You want to see something, and it just some comments. Andrew says, has Arteta got the confidence of the majority of the squad? I think he's probably the veterans. Yeah, we know from first half of last season, the veterans let him down, and that's a relationship that's not good. That's the reason why a lot of players like Willian and Bellerin have been told their services are no longer needed. So look, the dressing room's not good at the moment because.
Well done, ref. A yellow card. Fuck. Yeah. Excuse me.
The relationship's not great at the moment with some of the players, which is why They've told them where to go. Fabrice is saying promoting Arteta from coach to manager was the mistake. I agree with you.
Gone down, man, and it was a horrible.
He went down last week. Kieran saying, what's your thoughts on Ronaldo going to United? They talked about that in the Premier League show last night. I wasn't on the show because I had a procedure at hospital for my COVID. But I do want to give you my 2 cents on that. I think it's he scored 30 goals last season. He's definitely going to give them goals. Is it going to be enough for them to compete for the title? I don't think it is. That's just my opinion. I actually thought Liverpool getting their injuries back, Man City being the current champions, Chelsea being the European champions and getting Lukaku. I actually tipped Chelsea for the title. And I actually thought that Man United was in danger of falling out the top 4. But now they've bought Ronaldo. He'll make them competitive. But he ain't going to have the legs. He ain't going to have the legs for it. And I think he's going to continue.
What a save, Leno. Finally, you actually...
I think he's going to continue on that downhill spiral. So I don't think they're going to win the title. If they do, I'd be shocked. I would be shocked.
I've got it to be Chelsea or Man United, and I fancy Man United to do it.
Really?
No, I just fancy. I think even though Man City have had the worst start, like they've had a bit of a poor start, they always find something in the winter months. Like if you look back at it last season, they find something in the winter months when everybody's legs. Man City.
Oh.
Like during like December to like February, Man City pick up the most points out of anybody.
Yeah.
Like you're like raw, because they were quite low down in the table, like between like October, November, and then all of a sudden they're top of the league by the end of February. So they always find something in those months where nobody wants to go out.
What a save. Wow.
Yeah, so it's a good save that is. It's training, it's target practice right now. And we've got 10 men thanks to Xhaka, so there's nothing right now. You're just, as an Arsenal fan, you can't wait for the final missile. It's 68 minutes gone, and we just can't wait to get to the finishing line. Bertram says, no, Apollo. Actually, you should change that message to yes, Apollo, because I actually agree, and I've been saying for weeks this team ain't good enough. So your statement there makes it sound like that I don't think that this team ain't good enough, and that's what I've been saying for a long time. I told you and Tony this team is trash. You and Tony actually disagreed with me. Now you're saying they're trash.
Pull up the video evidence.
Yeah. Now him and Tony are saying the team's trash. And I've been telling them, even Vincey, all of them disagreed with me. They said, oh, no, don't call the team trash. I'll tell you the team's rubbish. I'll tell you that from a long time. Style is saying, if we keep Arteta, we're going to finish at the bottom half of the table. Yeah. Look, judge him on the next 5 games. Let's see what happens in the next 5 games.
I'd like to hear some more comments. I'd like to hear some from more of the guys. What else we got in there?
Well, a lot of them are saying Arteta out. So there's very few comments that we can actually take, which is
get Edu out, get Vinay out, get Josh out, get Conky out, get all of them out that are above the first team.
I'm not even going to bother going to the game. I'll just listen to you because it's depressing. 4-0.
Yeah. It was nearly 5, but
Andrew Rowe just hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, there are some good comments in there, guys. We just have to find them.
Yeah, that's a good comment.
Oh, shit.
It says, unfortunately, when Wenger finally left...
Oh, no, coming on the pitch now.
Who's that? Sambi?
Oh, no, Niles is coming on, man.
Oh, my God. Why is he doing that? Oh, why is he doing that? Andrew said any worthwhile managers either want money or a squad in the first place to work with. Yeah, it's common knowledge. Well, not to a few fans, but it's common knowledge that the team ain't good enough.
So who's come off for us? Have you got a substitute?
Odegaard came off for Niles.
Yeah.
Odegaard was on the pitch.
Agaga says Arteta needs to go, and I'm not reading those Arteta comments anymore because there's just too much of them. It says get Arteta out as well. Yes, because Arteta is also Edu's also at fault. Tiger and Guna says can't stand Kroenke. Why? Because he's put all this money into the team. I'm not sure why you can't stand Kroenke. The only thing that Kroenke is guilty of, as Nabil has said, is that he's put an inexperienced front office and manager in a position of power. That's the only thing that he should be called out for. As far as producing money for the club to spend, he's done his job. Randy says, boycott the club for 2 months, don't spend no money. Yeah, Kieran, we have had a shot yet. Fabrice says, even the Qatarian verified account is saying that there are deeper problems than Arteta. Sack everybody.
We know this.
Shekan says, this is Daniel's missus. Even if we're 3-0 down, a Wenger era, we knew that we could get back into the game. But now yeah, look, guys, like I said to the guys, what did you actually expect from these last 2 games?
I agree with that.
Did anybody think we were going to beat Man City and Chelsea? As Lewis and Nabil both said, we expected more fight, but we were never going to beat these teams, guys. Come on. We were never going to beat these teams. And unless you thought we were going to win, then I could understand why you saying the things you are. Andrew says, as a fan, the fortunes of Arsenal integral to your life. By this, I mean, are you able to take an unemotional view of the situation? I am. I can't say the same for everybody else. Dan says, everyone is gassed because we spent 130 million. Chelsea spent 220 million last season and bought, as I think I made a comment on that, Danny. I said, Man United spent money and that money's on the pitch. Chelsea spent 200 million and that money's on the pitch. Arsenal have spent money, and I've just called 4 players which value up to 180 million that are not on the pitch.
Yeah, so, I think it's a bit deeper than that. I think when people talk about Arsenal spend, I think I'd like to see Michelle or yourself or whatever look at like 10-year, 5-year, the spending from us and our rivals, and look at it how it compares. And I think it's hard because that's the one thing. When you look at the money that's being put in, then you start looking at Kroenke, right, Apollo? But then when you start looking at net spend, like what are we getting back for our spend? That's when you start looking at Edu and Vinay, right? Because it is mismanagement. From way back, as far as Sanchez and Ozil is concerned, we haven't made a penny from signings. You're talking about Ramsey. Yeah, exactly. It's awful. So there's there's that part of it. When you look at like the mismanagement of funds, the mismanagement of the business, we're not getting anything in. There's no player, resale. But also, again, when you still look at what these guys are putting in compared to what our rivals are putting in, it's still not enough. It's still not enough. This is what I say, and this is again what I was saying to my guys in the barbershop. Just a sec. When you're
that's a mad statement you just made there.
Hold on. Just let me finish. This is what I was saying to my guys the other day, right? When you are in a situation that Arsenal is in, right? You need like those Arab money guys. You need like guys. I remember when Chelsea was at it, right? When City was at it, when they would just relentlessly throw money at it. And you're like, what is this? They just relentlessly throw. It's not going to be never ending. There comes a point like with Chelsea when it turns around and you start generating a profit. When you start getting money back from your players like you got from Hazard, it's called a loss leader. Yes, you do lead with the loss, but it's not like we're just spending for the sake of it. Sooner or later, it turns around and you start to generate profit. You start to bring in revenue. But at this particular time, where we are or where we've been, you need to throw more at it. And the Kroenkes don't have that.
But that's because the sustainability model. To do something like that is an impossible task, to throw money.
If you're winning stuff, it's sustainable.
If you are winning.
I mean, let's be honest. Barcelona were able to sustain it because they were winning Champions Leagues, and they were winning La Liga, and they were winning the Copa del Rey, and all of that. So all of that success allows you those comforts.
Where are Barcelona now? They've
that's the point. That's
the point. You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Let's not forget Bertram's point is bang on right. If we're in the Super League, we have that guaranteed money.
So Barcelona's debt.
Yeah, but you don't talk about Barcelona
Hold on. Barcelona's there.
Only
It's
talk
1.3 billion euros.
talk about City and Chelsea, because for them it's working. There's no point talking about someone who it's not working for. Talk about Chelsea and talk about City, because for them it's working. This is the model that they've implemented. And forget about City for a moment, but for Chelsea it is really working, because they've been registering profits for a good while now. They're literally going to make up what they've been spending over the years. That's how this business model works. That's how this Premier League football model works. And that's why when I look at what our spending is, and people say, oh, we've been spending, it just ain't enough to dig yourself out of a hole.
Yeah, so I can't really
say
comment.
something in there, Nabil, that I wanted to just touch on, which was net spend and the mess that we've had with players of the past. And I want to bring that bang up to date, because we have a player on our pitch right now who is on a free come January. And his name's Alexander Lacazette. And them fuckers won't sort him out. And he's walking on a free next summer.
Yeah.
Do you blame him?
Because some nincompoop don't work out. Hang on a second. Before we go to let this guy run into his last year of his contract, let's get our ass in gear and sort out somebody else and sell his bomber clout while we can get some money.
Yeah, because Chelsea, when you look at Chelsea, they have done a great job of bringing money in, like 140 million for Eden Hazard, but they spent 100 million on Morata and what's his name, Timo Werner, and that didn't work out. That's 100 million blown. But then they spent another 100 million on Lukaku. So, like what you're saying, Nabil, some teams have the money to just continually throw that on the wall and see what sticks. For Arsenal,
winning the Champions League will do that for you, though.
Yeah, it will.
You know what I'm saying?
You
can't knock that. That's the money that you gain when you win the Champions League.
Yeah, because they won 80 odd million winning the Champions League. That's paid for Lukaku.
That's a gimme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'll tell you what's paid for Lukaku as well is the fact that Chelsea buy all these top youngsters and sell them on for big fees.
Yeah,
that's how they paid for Lukaku.
That's Tierney done.
Exactly.
Tierney's.
They realised really quickly with what's his name, Lampard, that it wasn't going to work. So they booted him out because they've already got the right people in the right places. They booted him out, brought in Tuchel, and now look at them.
That's what I call management of a football club, Lewis.
Exactly.
Lewis, the exact things you spoke about. The exact things you spoke about, Lewis. That's what I'm talking about. See, it's not always about, oh, we're throwing money at it. Sometimes you've got to throw a lot of money at it. In where we are, in the space that we exist in, the kind of money that we're spending where we are, it's not enough. You need more, like Chelsea have done. You need to be ruthless with regards to your managers, like Chelsea have done. You need to be on board with the management of your assets, like they've all done. You are gonna buy those players like Morata. You're gonna buy. Man United been doing it since Varane. I've spoken about it here. You're gonna buy those players who just it's just money down the hole. But you can't just be like, oh, well, we done this, stop moaning. No, you got to go back in your funds and do it again. Because that's how it works in this game. That's how it works in this game. And that's my thing with the Kroenkes. It needs more. And if they can't give more, boy, we're going to sink. With them, we're going to sink.
We're already there, man. We're already there.
There's a good comment here from Dan. Dan says Abramovich bought Chelsea for 140 million. He put $1 billion in. Now Chelsea are valued at 3.2 billion. Yeah, agreed. He's lost more than he's paid himself. Do you want to hear the joke, Dan? Do you know actually how much Ken Bates bought Chelsea for before that?
£1.
£1. Imagine making all that.
I'll say something real quick to Dan, right? I'll say something real quick to Dan, yeah? The way they done that, the model, the strategy they use is almost literally like a loss leader. We're just gonna lose for a while. We're just gonna lose for a while. While we build, we're just gonna throw money at it for a while. But sooner or later, it's gonna turn itself around, and we will come into profit. That's the point where you are now. That's what you're seeing. Not only is there value there now, the money coming in is coming in with a profit. And we used to laugh at Chelsea, the money that they was throwing at it. We used to laugh at Chelsea, the money that they was throwing at it.
You're not going to believe this. Chelsea went through 9 years of continual year-on-year losses. 9 years of consistent losses every single year. And then when they tied up the Samsung commercial deal, rebuilt, mind you, Nabil, all that money was being used as well to develop the village. And ever since, they've been making huge profits year on year now.
This is like target practice.
Bertram, how you doing, man? Bertram, we've been missing you, bro.
I'm actually brilliant.
Yes, Bertram, welcome to the party. Welcome, my brethren. Lovely to see you.
Moment of sadness. Let's all song.
Let me just raise my glass. Say your piece, man. Say your
I can't even hear what you guys are saying. You're talking over each other. I can't hear.
Say your piece, my friend. Say your piece, because I know you're itching. You're itching.
So I've been patient. Look, I'm not gonna do the dooms and gloom thing. We know what it is. This morning I text Apollo in the chat and basically said I'm going back to bed. I actually went back to bed when I saw the team lineup and set up because I could know what was coming. Look, we can blame the team all we want, the quality of players. Sometimes you can set your team up to give yourself a chance, at least to compete. And we know Cedric and Kolasinac cannot defend themselves. We know this. They can't defend themselves. Whether in a street, Kolasinac can in a street fight, but it's not a street fight. This is football. So I am not overly look. There's a lot of noise in the background. So can somebody turn the TV down, please? I'll mute for a little bit. So here's the thing, which is Apollo, you said it earlier, which is who are the decision makers? Right? The issue is not money. I know we keep talking about money. I think we have spent about $500 million in the last 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, they're spending money.
Yeah, we spent $500 million in the last 5 to 6 years. The question is not money. The question is, how do you spend your money? And I obviously made over $100 million in a career. I end up broke. Right? It's how you spend your money. It's not do you have the money to spend, it's how you spend it.
So Bertrand, that's why I said to them, I broke down where the money is gone. How can you have £180 million in the last 3 years not on the pitch? You need that money on the pitch.
Yeah, and even what you have in the pitch sometimes, Apollo, doesn't produce based on what you paid for.
Oh my
right?
Lord!
It's 5-0.
Well, it should be. It's gonna be 6. No, it's gonna be 6.
Unbelievable.
It's gonna be 6. It's gonna be 6.
It's gonna be my number one. He put a bet in for 6-0. We're watching you, bro. You've got 7 minutes to win your money for 6-0.
Remember, I want a piece of that. I want a piece.
Yeah. Number one, you've got about 7 minutes to win that bet that you put on for £100.
So it's not all doom and gloom. You're down 5-0.
No, it is doom and gloom. It is.
No, it's not. No, so listen. Listen. So let's take the opposite. So not today. I'm going to play devil's advocate. Let's take the opposite side. Okay. We have coming back Partey, our 2 center halves who are starters. So our core in the middle should be okay. Hopefully Pepe keeps on improving. He should be okay. Right? So you have 4 players who are quality players to supplement some of what you have. Now we have Lakongo. For somebody need to explain to me why our best player throughout the season so far was on the bench.
Bertrand,
like, I need to understand that.
Bertrand, we don't know. Bertrand, before you came on, I said exactly the same thing you said. I said we're gonna get them players coming back, Ben White, Gabriel, Thomas Partey, and why on earth have you benched the best player in your man of the match against Chelsea, questionable man of the match against Brentford, and you leave him out the team in a 4? There's more midfielders. It's a 4-man midfield, so it's not like you've got less midfielders. You've actually got more. So how haven't you found the space to put your best player over the first 2 games? That is indefensible.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about, well, it's not only Arteta's fault, and we agree with that, right? You start at the top of the house, but it's the Cronkies and who they select to run their football club. Then you look at the technical director as to who he sourced to supply for his team, and look at the manager, how he managed those resources. And in each of those situations, you have issues. So go take somebody from Brazil who knows nothing about European football. I don't care if you play for Arsenal or not. to be a technical director, unlike what Spurs have done with the person from Italy, from Juventus who do it, is a whole different ballgame. To take a first-year manager who's never managed it before in his life, just like how Lampard did, but at least Lampard had Derby for a year, to go manage your team when he has never managed before at this level, with this level of skill needed, and this level of pressure that you get, and him coming in with his chest all out because he won the FA Cup and he was managing with Pep Guardiola or support Pep, and being a dictator, it shows you it doesn't work, right? The greatest thing about being a manager in this environment is man management. Given the quality you're working with and how much people make, it's man management. It's not just about on the field. When I look at the field and what he does on the field, I'm not impressed. I'm impressed with his selection, his setup, how he position his team, how they play. I'm not impressed.
Yeah,
we're trying to press Man City. Really?
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. After
with Odegaard and Smith Rowe in your team to do pressing, right? Who are offensive players who don't like who do run quite a bit, but they're not pressers. They're not defensive players. Like
stupid.
What are you thinking?
It's just stupid.
What are you thinking? It's just
That's the first thing I noticed when I switched on. I saw our guys like trying to press and trying to play out the back, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is like you're doing this against the experts, man. You got to come with something different. It just looks so silly, man."
So guys,
Apollo, one last point. Apollo, here's what happened.
Hold on, I got to do our sponsorship first. The guys, remember, Arsenal season starter packs are still available. This channel is supported by them. We have limited stock. Here's your inhaler there for when you're losing it in the game. There's your blood pressure on your right hand side. Some mint tea, turmeric, ginger, everything you need in there, and some Panadol extra. And some Panadol extra in case you start to lose it. So yeah, go on, guys.
That can't help it. Nothing can help it. We have no matter how good that is, can't help. No, but the fact of the matter is, look, is this: when you see Liverpool play City, what do? Okay, City, you're gonna press us. We're gonna go over the top, and you're gonna go chase us. We're gonna counterattack you. What do? We do this half-hearted press. You run to the ball, not with pressure. So the man with the ball is not feeling pressure, so he has time to make the pass. And then when you do that, you create space behind you. And it happens all game. It's not the first game. It's the third game we're doing the same thing. That's why I keep saying you can't fire the Cronkies, because I actually don't think they're the total problem.
Agreed.
Get rid of the technical director and get rid of the manager. Yeah. Bring some people in to know what they're doing. We have some core people who are decent players. I have a quick question
for you, Bertram, right? But do you have the confidence that these crankies can get you a better technical director, can get you a better MD? They've showed the form since they've been here that they always hire duds in this field. So do you have the confidence that they can get you the men that you need?
So I'm not sure how they source people, because most organizations will use a recruiting agency to do so. Recruiting agency has expertise in a given field. They'll go out and survey the landscape and figure out who those people are available. And that's the first thing, are they available? And if they're not available, can I buy them out and bring them into my organization? So who are they using to source that talent to bring into the organization to then function in that capacity? Because frankly, what the model they've utilized previously has not worked.
They're probably using the most cheapest options available.
Well, penny, you spend cheap, you get what you spend. You get what you outlay is, right?
Because that's my thing, B. Yeah. That's my thing. I mean,
okay.
They've just shown me over the past that they haven't got a clue in who they, wherever they're getting the information from. They're not getting the right guys in the right positions. It's not just the managers. It's like you said. It's the guys like Edu. It's the guys like Benal. It's the guys like Gazidis. Across the board, I'm just not seeing those real footballing guys in these positions. That's my thing.
So let me ask you a question. If they're picking the wrong players, are you trying to tell me that Brentford have got 11 better players than we got on our pitch on our first game? Are you trying to tell me that Hibernian had 11 better players than we had when we played them in a pre-season friendly?
Shout it louder, Tony. Tell him again.
So here's the thing, Tony.
For those at the back.
Please answer the question. Please answer the question.
Wait. No, they don't. No, wait, look, Tony. We agree. No.
Don't go around the edge.
I said no. What do you mean?
Yes or no?
I said no.
They have better players on the pitch.
How many no's do I have to say?
That were so good that they could play whatever they played and they could beat us 2-0 because they had better players. Please tell me that.
So Tony, let me say this. Look, I'm Arteta out. I've been typing Arteta out. That's why I came on. But you guys are listening to me.
All you have to do is say no, Tony. They didn't.
No, Tony. We already said no. You're not listening. You're talking. You're not listening. I said I said no, Tony, a long time ago. Look, Tony. I watched the manager. I want to give the manager a chance like Apollo does. I watched the manager and the decision making. I said he gotta go. He doesn't know what he's doing. His formation is wrong. His personal selection is wrong. I'm not in on the Apollo thing about Xhaka and killing Xhaka, but Xhaka had to go. We should never re-sign Xhaka. We shouldn't give Xhaka extension. Are you crazy? Xhaka is slow, plodding. I don't care what the hell he does in the Euro. This is not the Euro. This is the Premier League. Different league, different setup, different quality of players around you. He has to go. He cannot be in the team.
You hear that, guys? Bertram, my brother.
No, when he's playing, I'm not gonna kick him down because he's playing in my team. But he has to go. Xhaka has to go. Who signed Cedric? Who signed William? Who signed all these players? You know, Kia and no, but we send them off, Tony. We send them off. We signed them, but we send them off.
Who signed all them players? Torreira.
Wait, Tony. Here's the thing.
It was Seth Mislintat that signed Torreira.
Wait, but here's the thing, guys. Most of the investment we have made to date, we can't get a good return. If we get 50 cents on the pound, we're lucky. 50 pence on the pound, we're lucky. Torreira, less than half we're going to get for him. Xhaka, we can't even get 13 million pounds. They're giving us 30 for Xhaka. What do you pay 30 something?
I've just seen Leno.
Why are you watching the game, Tony? We're having a conversation. Why are you watching the game? Why are you going to stress yourself? We're having a conversation. Why are you watching the game? Yeah, they're watching the game long time. I stopped watching the game long time ago.
Hang on, let me just say something, gentlemen. I just want to say this, and I'm probably never gonna say this ever again. But Bert Leno is putting on a clinic.
Really? I thought he should have saved the first goal.
Yep.
No. This scoreline could have been worse.
Yeah, G. By the way, G's American. Everybody, he's just asked who Nabil. He asked him who the Crankies are. So I'm just. I think Bertram knows who the Crankies are because he was brought up in the UK. And also, somebody asked me who the team sheet for next week. So I just want to give you my team sheet for next week. Right there. That's my team for next week.
I love it. Come on, Vivian Medellin, come on.
Yeah, nah, you need the updated version with your Peter Paris.
Have you seen that new
bottom row? Yeah, man, she's a star player.
Have you seen that new Asian girl for Arsenal women? She's sick.
Sick how?
Peter Paris.
Oh, what a player!
We got no Danielle Van der Donk either. She left.
Yeah.
I'm supporting the women's team this year, man.
Yeah. So number one has said I've lost the plot because I'm back in the team this season. Yeah, I've got no choice. What do you want me to do? You want me to go outside and protest the stadium? I ain't doing that.
Back in the team, how though? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I put money into the team. I've been a season ticket holder for 13 years.
How do you stop? How do you not back the team?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not an armchair fan. I go to the stadium, pay my money, and cheer on the team. So
yeah,
if you don't
I'm just sorry, Bertram. Really quickly, I mean, I'm just going to sort of echo Apollo here right now. You know, I mean, even though I'm having a mini meltdown here, I'm still in the phase that, you know what, we all knew the first couple of games are going to be hard. You know you're facing City. You know you're facing Chelsea. Come on, let's just give our heads a little bit of a shake. We can have a moan. We can all pick out things that are wrong and stuff like that. We can, but let's have a little bit of balance in this. This is City. This is Chelsea. We are nowhere near them right now, as you've just seen. So, you know what?
So Nabil and Apollo, here's the problem. Don't disagree with the perspective. That's going to be tough 3 games, and we may not get something out of 2 games. Here's the problem, guys. We haven't competed. In none of the games, we haven't competed. That's my problem. Now, there's some challenges with Partey being out, but we had White in the first game, Gabriel being out. So we can't just blame all these other factors. We can say, you know what? We haven't competed today. Either against Brentford, we haven't looked like we scored 50-something goals last year. We can't score. And we go buy players who can't score. So we got rid of players like Willock, who we said not good enough. We can put the ball in it. And we go buy people who can't score either. Wait, and you guys give me grief when I talk about Saka, for example. That he's a very good player with a lot of potential, but he can't score. Smith Rowe can't score. Saka can't score. Odegaard can't score. Like, what the hell? You have a bunch of players in your team who are good players on the ball, but they can't put the ball in the net?
So, guys, do you remember my rant video? It's exactly what Bertrand just said. I said, yeah, and most of you have seen my rant video. I said, why are you getting rid of everybody like Joe Willock, who can do what you want to do, score and create, and keeping everybody who can't? That's the question I posed on my rant video. And if you guys in the chat haven't seen it, it's up on the channel. Go and check it out. It's you can't miss it. There's a hazard sign. It says rant. Yeah, it says a big rant hazard sign, so you can't miss it. And I basically said, why are you getting rid of everybody who can do the job for you and keeping the ones who can't?
Yeah, but to be fair, I just want to chip in real quick and say, you know what? Let me see us with Gabriel. Let me see us with Ben White. Let me see us with that formation that he wants to play with Odegaard in the middle. Let's see us now, Lacazette and what's the name, Aubameyang are fit again, and let's see us against our mid-table competitors. Right? We're going to get bus up against City. We're going to get bus up against Chelsea. Let's face it. We're going to get beaten up. Right? It's gonna happen, yeah.
You want to see us against our peers? You want to see us against our peers?
Yeah, let me see us against peers. Let me see us against Norwich. Let me see us against Burnley. Maybe Spurs, even Brighton, Crystal Palace. Let's see these games. Villa.
We're going to lose against Norwich. Trust me.
Apollo,
oh no, don't say that.
We're all wrong.
No, don't say that.
We're all wrong.
Don't say that.
Even me, who had the lowest. We're all wrong. We're all going to be wrong.
Now?
I had the lowest.
Neomis, talk me through it. Neomis, talk me through the next. Talk me through the next.
Neomis, you beat me to the segue, so you might as well do it. Go on.
Talk me through it. Let me see what you're saying now. Norwich is what? 3 points? Is it still 3 points at Norwich? Come on, let me hear you.
Norwich is a draw now.
Hold on, Neomis. Cool.
Norwich is a draw?
You ain't gonna fight.
No, Norwich is a draw now. No. Nabil, based on what we've seen over the last 3 games, Norwich is a draw. Burnley is a draw. Spurs is a loss. Brighton is a draw. Palace is a draw. Last minute. Villa is a loss. And Leicester's a loss.
Hold on.
That's what it looks like.
Neomis, I got 2 things for you here. First of all, you're going to get Ben White, Gabriel, and Thomas Partey back. That's number 1. Number 2 is those teams that you mentioned are not the Premier League champions and are not the Champions League champions. Yeah. So that's the 2 things I just want to throw at you before you carry on. Go on.
Are you sure, Neomis? Do you not want to rethink that now?
No. Listen,
so guys,
we lost to Brentford. I also don't trust. I don't trust the way
Neomis, without the players that we're expecting to be back for those games, we lost to Brentford. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, listen. Apart from what, I don't think Partey didn't play the first game, and we didn't have Aubameyang and Lacazette
and Gabriel.
But to be honest, and Gabriel. But I don't trust the way how Arteta is going to set up the team. I don't, because what I know, Xhaka will be back against Brighton and Palace and Villa and Leicester. I know it's going to happen.
So, wait, but here's the thing, Neomis.
Yes.
If Lokonga plays well beside Partey and White is beside Gabriel and they click, we would be losing our minds if Xhaka come back in. And you guys who are going to the game should change that. You guys are going to the game should make Arteta realize can't play Xhaka.
Man named Arteta.
Tony. So you guys who are in the UK going to the games, make him uncomfortable.
Don't make sense to Arteta. Arteta's brain doesn't work like yours.
Tony, you guys make him uncomfortable when you go to the games. Make him uncomfortable.
All right, guys.
Make him uncomfortable.
Listen,
all right, guys. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me get something. I just want to make sure I do something quickly first. I'm giving you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change your predictions. If any of you guys want to change,
get me up there. Can I fit in?
Yes.
Can you get me in?
Hold on, I had you in there, but you didn't turn up.
Get me a column. Can you get me a column in there?
All right, hold on a second. Let me put it on.
Or shall I do Vincey's?
I'll be back in a second. I'll get you.
Are you sure? Okay. In the meantime, Sorry, go on, Ebony.
I was going to say, I'm telling you now that between now and the I think it's Leicester or is it Aston Villa,
We are
Leicester.
not. We're going to. We'll be lucky to get 3 points.
Whoa, that's hard. That's
It's
harsh.
harsh, but look, we don't have the team right now to even compete with Norwich. That's how poor we are.
Damn.
That's how poor we are.
But what are we saying? Are we saying that with the players missing, or with everybody back? Are you saying that with everybody back?
With everybody, okay.
It's
Partey.
Arteta won't set the team up properly.
Yeah.
It's a combination of that, and it's also his tactics as well.
Yeah.
And
So that's
for me.
Yeah,
There's also
there you go.
as well.
what Neomis just said, brother. Because you can give him Man United's team. He's gonna cut that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll find a way. He'll play Cristiano Ronaldo in central midfield or right wing back. No, left wing back.
Exactly.
He plays on.
Arteta doesn't have the nous of I don't know of the more established managers. If he was head of Barcelona, it would be exactly the same story as it is today.
Yeah.
I think you guys will fire him, so I'm not worried. I think the fans will fire him. I think the fans fire managers, you know. People don't realize that sometimes. Fans fire managers. The outcry is so bad that the owners have no choice. So you can't go to the game because it's uncomfortable. Yeah. It's uncomfortable being in the stadium. It's uncomfortable being sitting on a seat. It's uncomfortable. The fans are going to fire him. I'm telling you.
Well, it's the fans who pay his wages, though. So ultimately,
but owners don't think that way. They think it's television revenues, right? The fans don't pay as much as we think we do.
Stan Kroenke, I want to tell you, the fans are not doing away with Arteta. Arteta is doing away with Arteta. We ain't responsible for his nincompoop.
No. But no. We agree with that, Tony. But
he's a nincompoop. He makes the most stupid decisions. It's his own fault. He's totally and ultimately 100% culpable for his own destruction.
Yeah, he's following his protege. He's following his boss, his previous boss. Who in any big games make decisions, you scratch your head and say, "What the hell is he doing?" But they think they're smarter than everybody else. I think they're smarter than everybody else.
Is it right? Is it fair to say Tom Ashton and Jay Lewis are Arteta's only remaining supporters? Because I don't see any.
I can't see how anyone can support the guy.
I can't see. No one's got his back anymore, man.
And don't forget the Prince as well, man. The Prince.
Prince. Yeah, but he's jumped off now, isn't it? He's retired, mate. He's given up.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, today's Lakanga must be injured. That's what I'm gonna say. Lakanga is injured, and AMN must be out his way out of the club.
I actually don't think.
I don't understand.
Apollo did say that he's reliably informed that Ainsley has put in a transfer request to go to Everton.
Can you blame him?
Yeah.
But when I realized when he won the FA Cup, Ainsley was one of his main contributors, playing in a back in the five and ready to play the back three. Ainsley was the one who was smart enough to realize when situations are occurring, how to recover. You know, to me, Ainsley, people don't realize this actually, which is between Odegaard, Smith Rowe, even Tierney. I know you guys rave about Tierney. I don't think Tierney can defend secret. I think Tierney is great going forward until he gets to the 18. I don't think he's a great defender.
Well,
I think it depends on the system that's being played. I've seen him defend well.
Yeah, he wasn't defending.
He doesn't defend well. Most time I see him, I've said this for the last 2 years. He's not a very good defender. He's a good
Bertrand, he was in a four-man midfield today. He was in a four-man midfield.
Hey, Paulo, last week when we lost to Chelsea, did he ever call for help? Did he call for help?
No, I gave him a 3. He was terrible. He was atrocious. Right, guys, let's get a little bit of order here for a second. Nabil he didn't turn up to the podcast we had, so I don't know why. I think he was just taking a time out. So I've just put his grid up here. So Nabil, what did you go for on the Brentford one?
I did go for 3 points.
Okay, Chelsea.
No points.
Okay, Man City.
No points.
Norwich.
3 points, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay, Burnley.
3 points. A ground out 3 points, and I'm sticking with it.
You do know that's at Turf Moor. You do know that's away from home. Yeah?
I do know that. I just want to say real quickly. Yeah, I just want to say really quickly. I'm basing all of my whatever this is, all of my opinions on us getting our full strength team back, all our first team players back, Gabriel, Ben White, a lot of them, all back.
Yeah, right? Which we should have by that point. Spurs at home.
Spurs at home. Oh, come on, let's be honest. Be honest. I'll give it it should be a draw, a point. It should be a draw.
I think we'll get something from that game. Vinci and Tom have gone for a win.
I think a draw. It should be a draw. Okay. We should not lose that game.
So you're at 10 points already. Brighton away. It's going to be a tough one.
I still think we should win it.
Oh,
and this is why I'm telling you, mate. Listen, this is what you're seeing here is the argument for Arteta out. Because all I'm looking at, I'm not basing this on Arteta. I'm basing it on the players that we've got. Yeah. You know, putting them in a 4-2-3-1. These are the results that we should be seeing. If we're not seeing these results, that's when you got to really start looking at the manager. But let's face it, we're better than Brighton.
Can I just jump in real quick statement? I'm sorry. I know you.
Tony, we're trying to get this good finish, man.
I know, but I just want to say on what Nabil said. Do you think Sam Allardyce would have got smacked for 5 with these players?
Yes,
that's a good question. And I have to say no. And the reason why is because I don't think he's going to come up with a stupid formation like that with the players that he's got. You don't play free at the back with bloody Chambers and Kolasinac. Who does that? Come on.
Yeah. It's you know, we've played now 4 games this season, and Tierney's been injured in 2 of them. So it's
man is made of glass. He's always injured.
Yeah,
he's made of glass.
Nabil, Crystal Palace at home.
Win 3 points.
Aston Villa at home.
Point.
And Leicester City away.
Stupid loss.
So that is 17 points. That's pretty good. That's the second highest. Is that right? Yeah, that's correct. That's the second highest outside of Tom.
I'm just going to echo it. I'm just going to say absolutely all again. If you're not getting points like that, if you're not getting those on the board, then Arteta should be sacked. I don't give a damn about any building project or whatever. I'm talking about the players you've got against the players they've got, home and away.
What about your final league position? Now, just to let you know, Bertram has said we're going to finish in the Europa League at 6, and Tom has said we're going to finish in the Champions League at 4.
He don't mean that. You don't mean
outside of those 2, nobody has said this team is going to get into Europe this season. Where would you?
Okay,
sorry, hold on. By the way, Bertram, you are allowed to change that. I just want to let you know.
Again, I'm just going to say real quick. Again, everything I'm saying is based on what we should be doing with the players. You know, when you see this go wrong, this is when you're going to start saying, well, you know what, Arteta should be going, right? And I think personally, what am I going to give? Am I going to give the best position or where I think we would finish?
Before you answer, let me tell you one thing. Yeah, let me tell you something which is kind of important to the mix of where this is. The question that we're looking to answer is from outside of Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, and Man City. The Europa League spots were taken up by Leicester, West Ham, and Tottenham got the toilet bowl. Yeah. So are we better than those teams? Are we better than Leicester? Are we better than West Ham? Because if we're not, then we're not gonna get into Europe.
So basically, hold on. You got Man United, you got Chelsea, you got Man City, you got Liverpool, so the top 5 is what? Man United, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. Yeah. Right, that's the top 4. The top 4. So now you're looking at 5th.
The next 4 is the next 4 is West Ham, who have been fantastic. Tottenham,
do you know what? It's crazy, but it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. We should be finishing 5th. We should be able to beat. We should be able to beat Spurs. We should be able to beat Leicester. Yeah, we should. Come on, player for player. I mean, all right. I'm going to give Leicester 5th then. Right, 5th. Leicester can have 5th. Right, just on the simple confidence thing. No, don't put me there. That's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to work it out here. I'm trying to work it out, man. I'm trying to make it make sense. Give it to Leicester. Spurs, are they going to take 6th? You know what? I think we should be doing these numbers, but let's be realistic. We're not. So Spurs are going to take 6th. So who's going to take 7th then? I think we've got to be taking 7th.
Okay, so 7th is going to be a fight with Aston Villa Everton,
West Ham.
I don't think we can talk about
put seventh.
Leeds, Wolves.
Put
seventh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm being generous here. Arteta, if you cannot get seventh, you need to go because really you should be.
Don't forget West Ham beat Leicester.
I'm not bothered.
Last week.
I'm not bothered. You know what? If you shouldn't be letting Leicester, you shouldn't be letting Leicester City pass you. Really, you shouldn't be letting Spurs pass you. Really, but okay, because of I'm thinking because of the the mindset over the past couple of seasons, you're not going to be able to overcome that. But if you can't get seventh, then no, you're not worth your salary, bro. Sorry, you've got to get seventh. Seventh is your target, mate.
Wow. So, guys, I just want to say the one thing that I said before. Me and Bertram are pretty much in unison on these things. We said 16 out of 30 points last season, and you lot laughed at us. And Arsenal finished with 16 out of a possible 30 points in the first 10 games. And that 16 points that me and Bertram talked about last season has been literally dwarfed by most of you guys on this list. 12 points, 9 points, 17, 15, 15, 12, 14, 15, 13. So Vincey and myself, no, Neomis is the lowest. Neomis ain't even getting into double digits.
Honestly, right? Like, there isn't, like, listen, I think we're better than Norwich. But with how it's going, I think a draw is actually possible against Norwich rather than a win. Like, it could be lower than 9. You sort of better hope I'm wrong. I really hope all of you are right.
We're gonna
I really do.
Smack
any one of you,
Norwich.
Apollo, Nabil,
we're gonna smack Norwich.
So, guys,
right.
I'm gonna put a red mark on Tom Aston's 23 because we already can't achieve that. So we have to nullify that 23 because the best possible total we can get now is 21 points. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. So Tom's already lost that. So we'll have to manage that as we go on. Number one saying, you're doing a great job, Apollo. Eyes need to be wide open. They always are, my friend. They always are. Yeah, they always are. I'm the most realist guy that you'll find on the Arsenal circuit. Trust me, bro. Yeah? Trust me. I'm the most realist fan that you'll find.
Can I just say?
Right, we can get rid of this now, guys.
Me and Vincey are the only ones who predicted Arsenal wouldn't have won a game by now.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, Tony, you sound like Apollo. Hey, Tony, you sound like Apollo when he talked about we had the best records in December last year, as if the season's played halfway. We only in the first 3 games, Tony.
Yeah, guys.
We still have a long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, guys, look, like me and Nabil said, yeah, it's unfortunate that with all this stuff that's going on across the team, the front office, everything they're dealing with, all these cases and whatever. It's unfortunate that we've had to draw the European champions and the Premier League champions. But I do agree with Nabil. I do agree with Nabil when he said I would like to have seen a little bit more of a fight. But it is what it is. Yeah. Let me judge them against Norwich, and then if we do well there, we can start to hopefully take this season. Lewis has been quiet for a while, man. Lewis, you've been reflecting. Let me know what's on your mind, bro.
Listen, how can we be happy with, losing to City and Chelsea when we beat them both a couple of years back? Yeah, they ain't the same team, but most of those players that played today were there.
Yeah, I think
something for me has changed since we won the Charity Shields. Something has changed in this club. And I'm going to maintain with that. Something has changed behind the scenes because a lot of those players are still the same. A lot.
Yeah, I think obviously
something behind the scenes has changed for us to be in this position.
First of all, we have to understand that the problem with the 3 at the back is something we addressed. We said that all of our success in this team has come from 3 at the back. So last week I said to all of you guys, me and Vincey, in my opinion, the 4 at the back experiment is over. Whatever plans Arteta had to play at 4 at the back, it don't suit this team. It not just this team.
Up today with 3 at the back.
Three at the back.
Yeah, but come on, we can't. If this is our definition of 3 at the back, come on, we know better than that, guys. This isn't our 3 at the back. Yeah.
Here's a problem. He bought Odegaard, which precludes him from playing 3 at the back.
No,
Odegaard can only play in the 10 role, and therefore you can't play 3 at the back with Odegaard playing the 10 role.
No, but if you have, but a lot of people was asking me, how do you play with 2 number 10s? You play with 2 number 10s with 3 at the back. That's how you preclude that. So
and then defensively you struggle. No, it doesn't work.
You struggle, yeah.
Hold on, can I jump in here? Like, listen, bro. You can't really experiment like that with these young players, and Bertram is right. When you sign a player like Odegaard, right, you're signing literally a pure number 10. All you're gonna get is number 10. When you start shifting him over to the left and start shifting him over to the right in sort of left attack midfield or right attack midfield, you weaken the player. You defeat the purpose. What are you doing? Why not just buy a player who you know is flexible like that? When you buy someone like Odegaard, right? You better be playing 4-2-3-1 as much as you possibly can. Because he's arguably the guy, your number 1 target. He's the guy that's going to dig you out of the hole, so to speak. So why are you going to buy Odegaard and then in your next game you're going to play 4-3 at the back? Square pegs round holes.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Before you even answer that question, right? When you're playing 3 at the back and you've got David Luiz in your side, who I'm going to tell you, when he was in his prime, I can't think of a better player for a 3 at the back.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know a better player at 3 at the back apart from David Luiz. So it works with him, but Chambers, Kolisniak, don't get me off key right now, man. Seriously, man.
I'm a big supporter of Chambers, and he's been absolute trash this season.
He's regressed, actually. He's regressed quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed in that.
You got to buy men to go. You got to buy men.
How quickly he's regressed.
Like, but if you play him out of position, right? If you play me, I'm not in the center of the field. After he got injured, he's been played all over the place. He's not been settled in his normal position. But you got to buy some real men. Bissouma, St. Maximum, go buy some real men to come play football.
So would you guys agree that our back 3 next week is going to be a back 3 consisting of Gabriel, Ben White, and probably Tierney?
No. If you're going to play a back,
he's not playing back 3.
If you're going to go and play a back 3, you better go and get Saliba. This is why the more we speak about this, the more I can see the axe just coming out of my closet for this brother. You understand? Saliba is a 3 at the back man, you know.
Yeah,
you're talking about 3 at the back. You're talking about right centre back. That's a Saliba position, you know.
Don't get Tony started.
Mavropanos actually plays 3 at the back. Mavropanos I can play 3 at the back.
If you're going to play 3 at the back, right? Play players that play 3 at the back. Yeah. Don't just pick random names out the hat. You know
Kolasinac, who can't defend him. Kolasinac. Think about this, everyone. Kolasinac playing in a 3 at the back. Why not play Tierney in that position? Put Amen on the field. Do something different. Get a brain. Get a brain. For Christ's sake.
We've got Jamaicovic here saying, Jamaicovic TV, by the way, saying Arteta must out, guys. He is so poor. I think what we're trying to clarify, Jamaicovic, is that it's not just the manager. We're trying to clarify that there are problems everywhere on the pitch, in the front office, and fixing a manager is just one part of the process. This thing needs surgery, man. It's been bad for a long time. Last season, when I was telling you guys how trash the team is, everyone was like, yeah, no, it's Arteta, it's Arteta. Now, the belief should be that it needs surgery everywhere. But it's not just that there's so much intangibles here. You're playing City, you're playing Chelsea. Yeah, you want to see a little bit more fight. But
I don't believe it needs surgery everywhere, Apollo. I really don't.
Well, I don't either. I think every area is bad, but I think that you've played the best 2 teams, which has exacerbated the situation, and that's why emotionally we are in the position that we are as fans.
We need brain surgery, Tony. We need brain surgery.
I'm just going to say real quick.
Bertram, you love ripping the Band-Aid off, don't you?
Yeah, we need brain surgery. It's a brain surgery we need. You have to rip the whole thing up. We need brain surgery.
For me,
go ahead, Nabil.
For me, we've only got 2 centre-backs, so you can only play 2 at the back. You've only got Ben White, then you've only got Gabriel. You just signed Ben White. We can't hang him out to dry just yet. Let's see what he can do. I know what Gabriel can do. You've only got 2 centre-backs. You cannot play 3 at the back. You have to play 4 at the back. And again, because you've got Odegaard, you're going to have to... And you've got Lukonga, and you've got Partey. You're building a team for 4-2-3-1. Why are you playing any other system?
I'd like to see... look, Nabil, I'm not there with you yet. I'd like to see, because we've been calling for 3 at the back for a long time. I'd like to see a 3 at the back with Partey in the middle, with Gabriel and Ben White at the back. Let me see that first, and then after I see that, I'll make up my mind.
Wait. After today's performance, 3 at the back, 5 at the back, 7 at the back. I'm sorry, but I see nothing 3 at the back today. That really worked. It worked for the FA Cup run. It hasn't worked. And as we said, you came by Odegaard and have Smith run top about 3 at the back. And you want to play both of them? Are you crazy? This doesn't work.
It don't work.
It's Guardiola playing his false 9 against better team in the Champions League. They work in the Premier League against team that good. Doesn't work.
No,
you need to put the ball in the net. Doesn't work.
It don't work. Yeah, our squad is built. It's got 4-2-3-1. It's got 4-2-3-1 screaming out. But you've got to do the tactics right. You've got to coach them right. You've got to come on. I want Pepe to play. I want Saka to play. I want Odegaard to play. That's my 3. I want to get the best out of them.
Yes.
Get the best out of them.
Look, we spoke about this yesterday, Bertram and I. This team needs the spine to be consistent of Ben White and Gabriel and Partey and Bissouma. Partey and Bissouma negates the need to play 3 at the back.
Yeah. You're not going to get Bissouma now. 2
guys who are stamping out all supply through the middle of the park.
But Tony, that's not only it, you know. What people don't realize is this: when they get the ball, they can turn, create mismatches, and move us forward. Look when Partey was playing in preseason. He was making final pass from deep in his area.
Oh yeah,
he was making 20-30-yard pass from deep in his area. Lukonga can turn on a player. And so when you turn on a player, you create mismatches. We can't turn on City today. Xhaka only can play one way, where he faces. He can't turn. So therefore, you're always under pressure because all we did today was move all the way. We keep going this one in order to go in goal direction. We never go forward because the pressure's on us and we don't have the ability to take risk and turn and then create mismatches.
I can live without Bissouma because I got Lukonga. But
I agree with that.
Don't dare play Xhaka instead of Lukonga. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's what he does, right?
Yeah, just play Partey and Lukonga and I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right.
Right, guys, I'm getting questions to do the player ratings. I didn't want to do any ratings, but I'm going to...
We're going to rate.
I'm going to put them up.
Give Leno a 10, even though he gave 5 winning. Give Leno...
How do you even do player ratings, man?
Yeah, I know, but someone's asked to do them, so I'm going to put them up. So,
I don't think it's fair to the players. What?
It isn't. It's true.
It's not fair to the players.
Here's my ratings. I'm giving a Leno 5. I'm giving a Suarez 1. I'm giving a Tony 3. Chambers 1. Holding 2. Plasnach 1. Odegaard 4. Saka 3. Smith-Rowe 3. Aubameyang 2. And Arteta 1. And that 1 for Arteta is only because he played 3 at the back. If he didn't play that, he would have got a 0. So that's you've asked for the ratings.
It's not fair. No, Paulo, you're not fair. You're not fair.
No, I'm being fair, man. Someone asked for the ratings, I give it to them.
You're not fair. You're not fair.
Arteta's speaking. I gotta hear what he.
What's he saying? Can you turn up the volume so we can all hear it, please?
And have the ability, I don't know if it's the courage to make better decisions when we got into the final third in the box, once with Bukayo, which I think is as well a push, another one with KT, and then with 10 men, you know what, the game that they're going to play.
But was it a mistake to play this defensive system? Did you work on it enough? Did you have enough time in the week to get it ready?
We played that system before. Last week when we played with back 4 against Chelsea is why we don't play with 3. Every time we lose the game, it should have been the other system or another player. We understand that and you have to accept it.
And you've been talking about the project and the things you want to do. It's quite hard to sell that at the moment, isn't it, when the results are like this to the fans?
When you lose games, it's impossible. But you saw we had, I think, 3,000 fans today, and the way they reacted to the team and the club with the support they are giving, it was unconditional. That's why everybody wanted to say thank you, because I'm really proud of that. I'm sorry we cannot give them the result right now, and we have to fix it.
Does the international break give you a chance to regroup?
We're to regroup, to get a lot of players hopefully back as well that we need, and try to start work, refresh their minds. It's been really tough the first 3 weeks with everything that happened, and we need to face the challenge.
Mikel Arteta there, obviously.
So I agree with Mikel Arteta. He should be the face of Arsenal. He's the media personnel. He should be the one facing off with the media. He should be not about coaching my football team. He should be facing off with the media. He's brilliant in front of the media. I think he does a good job. He looks good. He speaks well. He's a good representative, but he's not a football coach. Sorry. Go back to Man City and go.
Okay, Apollo, can I just give you my ratings real quick, because I've got to go. I got my wife in the US. I need to get in a call with her, so I got to be real quick. Mate. So I can't really give you much alternatives to what you've given. Leno can't get more than 5. He done a couple of good saves, but he's still letting 5. Suarez, I didn't even know he was on the pitch. So yep, 1 for Suarez. Tierney, again, I agree with you. I mean, you get 3 for effort. He put himself about, but didn't look very good. I'll give him a 3 again. Chambers 1. Holding, for me, he gets a 1 as well. Kolasinac 1 as well. Xhaka, the 0. He got himself sent off. Odegaard, I'm sorry, but I don't know what he's got a 4 for. I didn't see him do anything. I don't know. I think he gets a 1 like everybody else. Saka, he was a bit busy. He was a bit busier.
I just want to, can I answer that question? So in the first 15-20 minutes of the game, Odegaard had a big influence in the way the ball was moving from the flanks, moving the ball really quickly, catching Man City off guard. We had a few good chances there. That was really down to him. A lot of our play goes through Odegaard. I like the way how he started the game, but as soon as we started going down 1-0, 2-0, and the goal started going in, everything just capitulated and fell apart. But I like the way how he started the game. I love him in this the 3 at the back system, and that's why I said the 2 number 10s can work. But in saying that, I've always said over the last 7 days that Smith Rowe is an 8 trying to be a 10. Let's forget the experiment and then play him at an 8 rather than trying to fit 2 of them at the same role. Sorry, go on.
He's not an 8. He's not an 8.
Okay, so
he's not a 10.
Let me just finish before. So hearing what you said about Odegaard, I think I'll change my score to a 1. Odegaard still gets a 1 from me. I think the game is 90 minutes, and I didn't even know he was there. Saka can get a 3. Smith Rowe, I'll give him a 2. Aubameyang 1. Arteta, let's think about this, honestly, seriously. For this, I've got to say 0 points. I mean, if I'm going to give him a point, what am I going to give him a point for? Turning up? For me personally, I know you're just trying to find a way to deal with what City pose as a threat, but for me personally, you just don't have the personnel to do that. And by doing what you've done, you weaken the team. I think we would have lost anyway, but I think we could have lost 2-0 and built up some confidence just playing a 4-2-3-1. I don't know why Lukonga didn't play, so I'm just going to have to take it as a bad move by the manager. Yeah, for me, 0 points for Arteta.
So I'll give my ratings. Leno gets a 5. I agree with that. Everybody else gets a 1. Xhaka and Arteta gets negative because they took away from the team. Mm-hmm. They can't get 0 because they were negative. So they can't get 0 because that means you didn't contribute. You didn't do anything. No, you actually took away from the team and our chance to compete and be successful. So you get a negative grade. Nobody on the team did anything apart from Leno making some very good saves. Smith Rowe didn't turn up. Saka didn't turn up. I'm sorry. In fact, Saka had a good opportunity in the first half where he had a ball in the box. I have no idea who passed the ball to. Tierney, everybody gives Tierney all this credit sometimes. And the kid can play, but the kid runs hard a lot. Last week, he chased a ball, and he has no chance of reaching. The crowd is clapping, says effort. No, it's stupid effort. I'm sorry. We keep applauding things which don't make any sense to me. And maybe I'm just out on a limb and not part of the herd. But I don't buy into you sprinting 50 yards to waste energy when I need you to stay back because you can't get the ball. You have no chance to get the ball. You spend 50 yards, everybody's clapping you. Yeah, wonderful effort. No, it's a stupid effort. Doesn't make any sense to me. So at the end of the day, I basically say, look, I hope next week we do a better job. And I hope by not next week, after the international break, I hope the manager goes.
Yeah.
I have no confidence in the manager. He's not up to the job. As you already say, I just say a while ago, actually, which is how you don't play Lakanga in this game will be the best player is beside myself. How do you play Cedric and Kolasinac who can't defend themselves is beside myself. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense.
I agree. G saying fully expecting swift action tomorrow morning if this club doesn't want to get relegated. Unreal to think that we could actually go there. Again, what did you expect from these last two games? And
this is nutty talk. This is nutty talk.
Come on, G.
Relegation. You can't talk about relegation now. Come on.
So to think that the last
could win the league. We
winnable.
could literally win the league, from this position. Let's be honest. Mathematically, we could win the league. Am I lying?
There's 35 games. No, you're being honest. There's 35 games.
3 points. We've lost 3 games. That's 9 points. Could we still win the league mathematically? Yes or no?
I think we can win the league if the top floor not being put in.
I'm just.
No, I understand. I understand that, Bill. I understand that, Bill, mathematically, but I'm just saying I don't.
but listen, guys. The goal is to get into 6th place and beyond. That's the goal. Get to 6th place and then start climbing up the table. That's the goal.
I think you've made a great table there. That little Excel doc that you've made there is perfect. You know why? Because 10 games. Show me where you are after those 10 games. After the Leicester game, show me where you are. I want to see your point study. If you can't deal with Norwich and you can't deal with Burnley and Leicester and you can't get a tune or a result out of Spurs, then boy, I don't want to hear nothing about players. I don't want to hear nothing about money and owners. It's just down to pure management. And if you can't do that, you've got to go. Just get back Wenger. We'll just do a caretaker manager thing. You can't get a decent result out of them fixtures. Right?
Yeah.
Forget about what we've just done. Playing City, playing Chelsea. We can moan all we like. But that's Chelsea and that's City and that's Brentford on the first game of the season. Forget it. Just show me where you are after those 10 games. If you can't get a tune out of Burnley and Norwich and Leicester and all these sort of teams with the players that we've got, come on, it's finished. It's curtains. Forget it.
So number one says Liverpool spend hardly any money. That's because they can't. I did talk to you guys about front loading. Front loading means that you do your deals over the course of 3 to 4 years. And how they bought Salah, Mane, Firmino, and all those players on Jota means that when you accumulate that amount of money over the coming years, it means that you can't spend a lot. It means your transfer is limited. But that's why I like the fact that Arsenal are doing this right now, because we need the talent now, not in the next year or two. So we've spent 130 million. The actual money that has left the team is 51 million. So the 80 million out of that money we've spent will be paid over the course of a few years. So that's the reason why you can get a Ben White. It's why you can buy an Odegaard. And as I said, even Lokonga was done over 2 years. So I applaud all of that. I think it's great. It is going to mean down the road there's going to be headaches where you're not going to be buying anybody. But the benefit is you've got the players that you want. So why would you go out and buy a player if you've already got what you want? So
it's only great if you're making progress. So here's because all you're doing is packing up for later on when, as you said, you won't have the money to spend.
Yes.
You can't improve the team. So you're buying young and you hope they develop and hopefully that materializes. But if they don't develop the way you expect them to, it even gets worse down the road. It doesn't get better.
Yeah, I mean, and time will tell. Look, we've had Pepe for 2 years. We've had Thomas Partey for 1 year. And I think we can all agree that those players have been underwhelming. So and that is 120 million pounds. So we have to, wise words from Bertram there. We have to hold fort and understand that this has to work out. Money is just part of it. The rest is in terms of the players, how they're integrated, the manager, is he playing in the right way, etc., etc. And then fitness. Thomas Partey can't help it, but since he come here, he been broke. Yeah, man ain't been brought for one day in Spain. Yeah, he
yeah. But also, Liverpool have a self-sustaining model, by the way. FSG is a hedge fund. FSG is not going to be wasting money like how Man City does, and what Chelsea done. Not happening. That's not how FSG operate. They own the Boston Red Sox. They don't operate that way. So Liverpool fans should not expect them to spend a ton of money because it's not happening.
So Andrew's been waiting for this question I'm going to shut off in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to answer this question, Nabil. Andrew said, can Apollo set Arteta's strategy and tactics cannot always be implemented no matter what? Me and Vincey tackled this point last week. And we did say that because I said Arteta's trying to implement what good looks like. He knows what good looks like. He knows what works, what his philosophies are. Vince's argument is that he should be also playing to the players' abilities and talents. We ended the discussion by agreeing that it's a mixture of both. So you need to implement what philosophies you can, while at the same time using the abilities of the players in the best way possible. No square pegs in round holes. So I think that is a kind of a two-folded answer. I think can Arteta accept his strategy and cannot always be the case? I think at the moment he can't, because it seems to be his way or the highway. It seems to be, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm trying to achieve. And the players they're struggling. They haven't been able to give him what he wants. And I can see that from the tactics, from the pressing, from the shape. Remember, I talked about the shape last week against Chelsea. So you've got the front line pressing, the midfield's supposed to move up, which they do, and the back four is supposed to move up. If the back four doesn't move up, that leaves a big gaping hole in the middle, and a quality team like Chelsea exposed that. That's the problem with pressing. It has to be in unison. It has to be as a shape, as a team. You press from the front, and the midfield and the back four compensate. If that doesn't happen, your shape is exposed, and a quality team will find holes in in your team and in your shape, and you will be exposed. You'll be left out hanging to dry, and that's why Chelsea just picked us off. So yeah, that's kind of, it might not be the answer that you want, but that's basically where it is on that. Has anyone got anything to say? Tony's gone off to do something actually, so he's not there. Has anybody got any closing comments? Ebony, you've been quiet for a bit.
Yeah. I said I was going to give Arteta till December. It's now being cut to October. I just think that, I don't think he can actually get the best out of the players. It's either that or the players are not playing for him. But whatever he seems to do, it's just not being put out onto the pitch. And I just think that his time is running out. Why he didn't start Lokonga, it reminds me of when Wenger was buying players, and we'd get excited and he just didn't start them until maybe.
Oh, so you're talking about when we bought Lacazette and we went up to Anfield and we paid 50 million for him and then put him on the bench and got beaten 4-0.
That's one example. But then but Wenger did that so many times, and we're seeing that again, where we're getting players that we know are good, but because his tongue is so firmly up Xhaka's backside, it's like, why are you playing this crap? Look what happened I didn't even watch the game because I knew we were going to get spanked. I didn't even, it was when I got to work and I saw it was 4-0, I thought, I'm not going to waste my time watching it. What's the point? It's embarrassing. We're now at the bottom, and I know it's only 3 games, but the fact of the matter is we should at least be competing with them, and we're not.
Yeah. Look. Any closing comments from you, Nabil?
Oh boy, there are no claiming. I just say chin up to the guys. Chin up. Let's just see how we get on at Norwich. You know what? Let's just see how we get on for our next 3 games. I think we can at least get 6 points, 7 points from those next 3 games. We can win 2. I think we can draw 1, according to what I've predicted. So chin up for those next 3 games. Let's just see how we get on there. Let's look at the next 3.
Cool K said, Apollo and Nabil, keep the positivity, my brothers. We are dependent on that as fans and listeners. Yeah, we try, man. It might hurt a bit, and it might be a bit too real for some people. We saw a section here where everyone started throwing in Arteta out, and I just told the chat room to open their eyes and look at what's actually going on in the team. It's not just about Arteta. And I know some people who are aggressively trying to get the man sacked want him gone, but if he's gone in this state of play, it ain't going to solve nothing. Yeah, what happened when we got rid of Emery? Did we fix everything? Yeah, sure. We got some stuff implemented and won a couple of honours, but you can paper over the cracks to the point where the wall's going to break. At some point, when you paper over the cracks, the wall will break. The dam will break, and then you've just got water gushing out everywhere, and that's what's happening right now. So, number one saying thank you guys, thank you boys. I like you guys a lot. No problem, bro. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the future on future podcasts. Always important to get you guys' feedbacks in the chat. Yeah, we hear it all out. Everyone's here to give their views and opinions. We don't have to agree all the time. What's important is that we hear what you got to say. Every opinion and view is subjective. But at the same time, guys, look, this is something that is not going to fix itself overnight. So you're either in it for the long haul or you just go out and do something else and go and support.
Can I just ask a quick question? So if somebody like Conte was to, I'm just using him as an example. So if somebody like Conte came in, do you think he'd actually restore balance, or do you think that these players are just not good enough, irrespective of who we bring in?
So I've always said these players are not good enough. So whatever manager comes in, they've got to fight with the culture at this team. And culture is something Arsenal fans don't talk about. Culture is something that can poison the rear head of the team. I've seen it as a Washington Redskins fan. I've seen it deteriorate my team over the last decade. Culture is a thing where you've got these guys who come in here on high wages. They're not working hard enough. They're not doing nothing. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. David Luiz broke it to the media. He got told off for that. All this stuff with the lateness, Aubameyang turning up late, and all this stuff going on. There is stuff going on behind the scenes which Arteta was brought in to deal with. They took him on with the basis that he was going to be hard on that. And I like the fact that Arteta has dealt with that in a lot of respect. He's the only person that's been able to deal with the Ozil situation. He nipped that in the bud straight away. He wasn't even having it. It was like, no, he ain't going to play it, and that's it. And there was no negotiation or no nothing or whatever. That was the end of it. No other manager here has been able to deal with the Ozil situation. So there's a culture problem at the club, and that will take time. And the way how you deal with that, we've got no player of value. Joe Willock was seen as a commodity, and we only got 25 million for him. Over the next few years, with the young crop of talent that we've brought into the team, they'll thrive. Their values will increase. We'll be able to have commodities of 50, 60 million in the next couple of years. Things like that is something that you just have to be patient with, because we don't have it.
Arsenal fans, as you all know, do not have any patience.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's a case of we have to wait longer now to actually see any benefit, because there is no quick fix to it. And I just think that, it's a combination of the manager, the players have to take some of the bait as well. I'm not even gonna blame the Cronkies now. Yeah. Because they've pumped money into the team. I don't know what more they can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing.
Yeah. So I was going to say that, maybe or maybe not, they are using the club as a cash cow, but at the same time, they have actually pumped some money into the team. It is what we do with the money that matters.
Yeah, in terms of having a cash cow, no way, because they're losing money. They lost money last year. They lost money the year before that. They've lost 86 million in the last 2 years. They're losing money. And for a team that's losing money and to then spend 132 million, you have to give credit to Josh Kroenke. Josh Kroenke is the man that's making these decisions to get it done. And look, I think he's doing a good job. I think he's given us what we need. That's all we can ask from him. In Nabil's point of view, if this does go wrong, then don't build a foundation with a lack of experience in the front office. Don't do it. Bring in people in here who know football, who know what they're doing, who know the transfer market, who know how to negotiate with players, and bring in, the right scout. Because remember, all of our scouting, these people that brought in Joe Willock, Maitland-Niles, Saka, Smith-Rowe, and all them people gone, They got rid of them all. So Edu is the technical director and a scouting background. A lot of things have been put on the shoulders of this front office, and they're not doing a good job. So I agree with Nabil in the rain that the owners right now, at this point in time, today, have an onus of measuring this to see if we can make it out of Christmas. If we can't, then they're going to have to change it, because the team is too important to the value of the club on the open market, the fans, and the young players. You could ruin the young players. You could really piss off the fans, and they won't turn up, which means a lack of money. You ain't getting any money as it is because you're not in Europe. So the owners have a decision to make, that they have to be patient to see this thing through. If it doesn't look like it's going to work out, then change it. But then change it by bringing in some experience. Nabil, anything you want to add to that?
Thing right now is it's really, I mean, there's going to be a lot said on the posts. There's going to be a lot said on Facebook. There's going to be a lot said in internal groups. There's going to be a lot said on Match of the Day. But for me, you got to be fair to Arsenal. Our first 3 games, I mean, all right, fair enough, Brentford, forget Brentford. But I mean, our first 3 games were just tough. Just show me where we are after the next 3 games, and then let's have a conversation. It doesn't really make sense talk now. And there's so much sensationalism going on in the media, talking about our worst start since 1954 and all of this. You didn't have Man City, $1 billion Man City and $1 billion Chelsea in 1954. So shut up. Stop talking nonsense. It's a completely different playing field now. These teams have got some serious teams. They've got serious players. They've done the business against us twice. All I'm looking for is for us to batter Norwich, deal with Burnley. I wouldn't mind a win against Spurs. I think it's doable. I think it's doable. That would be
so big at the Emirates as well. We always do well against them at the Emirates.
It's doable. It's doable, mate. It's doable. I mean, like I said, this is why I put a post out today saying, would you take Wenger back as caretaker manager if we had to get rid of Arteta? Because I personally think Wenger with this lot could beat Spurs at home. I personally think he could, given the time to put them together. I think, like I said, there's a lot to be. I mean, we can talk about all sorts of things, but right now, what we need to be talking about is who do we have and what can we do with them. And I feel like Arteta could do more with these guys, but we'll see over the next 3 games.
Yeah, a big shout out to G. G's an Arteta out guy from day one. I think he was the first person that wanted him gone. It says, very positive podcast, dudes. Enjoy the weekend. Apollo, you got we got Baltimore Ravens tonight at 11:30. So I'm hoping that we get it. I think, remember, NFL preseason games now only 3. So it's 17 regular season games, not 16. And you can see the New York Giants fan sitting there at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So he's going to be in a good place. I'm not sure who the Giants are playing this weekend, to be honest. But the Giants are looking good. A lot of teams looking good. Philadelphia's not looking great. Dallas are going to be probably the favorites again in our division. But yeah, look, I'm just going to get on with my weekend. I'm going to go and give the wife a nice hug. Go get a nice dinner for today and enjoy the American football today. Actually, I'm going to watch the qualifying because the Formula One qualifying, that was away for 3 weeks on summer holiday. So Lewis Hamilton, I'm going to be backing him today. I'm just going to get on with it, mate. Don't let Arsenal ruin your weekend like that, man. Bertram, any closing comments before we go?
Yeah, it can only get better. And Premier League, let my people go. I'm gonna be like Moses, let my people go. We have World Cup qualifiers to play. Don't give me some nonsense about they can't leave. Let my people go. We're going to penalize it. You will not see the World Cup in the next 100 years. We're going to vote against you with FIFA, so let my people go. All this nonsense about you're not going to allow us to play. You can play your games with your people, but we can't get ours. We have a bunch of British-born players like Antonio. We need them.
So that's it from us, guys. So Arsenal lose again and are in the bottom, literally bottom of the table, heading into the week 4 schedules after the international break. Arsenal looked so vulnerable today, and the Kolasinac thing just done me. After the team sheet, I was pretty much done. Before that, didn't expect anything. I was very emotionless throughout the game, and when Xhaka got sent off, I just laughed really, because what can you do if you don't cry? You know, you've got to laugh, innit? So for me, guys, I think the striking difference today was, and I'm the only Arsenal fan that's mentioned this, by the way. The striking difference to me today is, why is David Luiz sitting at home by himself without a team, when the back four here just was devoid of communication, devoid of leadership, devoid of structure, and you've got a man like David Luiz sitting at home doing nothing. I don't care whether you give him a pay-per-play contract. Find a way to make it work. You know Ben White's not available. You know Gabriel's injured. You do not put in these guys. Chambers, who hasn't played centre-back for a whole year, by the way, and then Kolasinac against the league champions. That is a lack of preparation across the board. Someone has to, even if you sign David Luiz, you can make these contracts up. It's not just about a year's contract. You can sign someone for half a season, for 3 months or whatever. And for me, David Luiz should have been brought back in order to cater what's going on. And that wasn't even an option. It wasn't even looked at. And I know he's waiting to sign for a team that's playing in the Champions League, and that might never happen to him because he's a free agent now. But that's just one aspect that Arsenal fans are not talking about at the moment. And it shows you the lack of thinking behind preparation with what's hurting this team. And it's horrible to see. It's very frustrating. And I get it, guys. Don't think I'm not on your side. I get it 100%. But all I'm saying is, we've got 5 winnable games coming up. You need to get behind the team. You need to back the team because they need it, guys. This could be bad for us. Things could go south real quick. So, yeah, that's it from me, guys. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, guys, look, I've got to go. Got some work to do myself here.
Excellent. All right, nice one, guys. Thanks for the podcast today. Have a good weekend, and we'll be back with some more videos midweek, and obviously we'll see you in the Norwich game. Peace out, everybody. Keep it real. Keep it 100.